the studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
79 and mostly cloudy at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. There is new information about the gunman in last night's deadly mass shooting in Manhattan. New York Mayor Eric Adams confirms 27-year-old Shane Tamura left behind a note blaming his mental health history on CTE, a brain injury linked to playing contact sports. Mayor Adams told CBS Mornings Tamura was targeting the National Football League's offices.
From our preliminary investigation, he took the wrong elevator bank up to the NFL headquarters.
That elevator took Tamura to the 33rd floor, more than 20 floors above the league offices. Tamura, who once played high school football, killed 4 people and critically wounded another before taking his own life in the Park Avenue office tower. A toddler drowned in a neighbor's pool last night in Stowe Township. Allegheny County Police say 911 was called around 7 p.m. after 2-year-old Micaiah Worthy was found in a pool in the 1100 block of 12th Street. First responders arrived to find residents performing CPR, and the girl was taken to a nearby hospital and pronounced dead. The European Union's pledge to buy $250 billion in American natural gas is being welcomed by a local industry group. Here's News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado.
Jim Welty, the head of the Marcellus Shale Coalition, calls it a significant step in transatlantic energy security. Clyde Russell, an energy consultant for Reuters, called the pledge delusional, but Welty strongly disagrees with that assessment.
They need our energy. They need strong, reliable, clean baseload energy through LNG exports and imports to the EU, and that's what we're here to supply.
He says it's the rising tide that lifts all boats, as the deal will help both America's energy and economic security as well as Europe's. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 29 points at 44,809. The Nasdaq is up 54 points, and the S&P is ahead 10. As the Heinz History Center begins planning for an expansion, comes word kids will be getting free admission. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
Heinz History Center President Andy Masick tells Larry Richard having free admission was one of the goals in the center's strategic planning for many years.
And we're talking kids age 17 and under can come to the History Center without paying admission beginning September 1st. That's when it's going to kick in.
Masick says the year-round free admission was made possible through an $11 million gift from philanthropists Daniel and Carol Kamen. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
KDKA Sports, the Pirates and Giants will play the second of 3 games tonight. Bailey Falter will get the start for Pittsburgh. And after a day off, the Steelers are getting back to work this afternoon at St. Vincent College. Here's News Radio KDKA Sports Director Jeff Hathhorn.
Of the sights to watch as the Steelers hold a first padded practice this afternoon in Latrobe is the backs on backers drill, where running backs and linebackers go one-on-one, and a frequent winner is tailback Jalen Warren.
Well, I'm excited. I love that drill when it goes my way. Yeah, we're looking forward to that drill. We're not, staying back hoping they don't come. We're waiting for that drill.
Warren says he welcomes all comers. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathhorn, News Radio KDKA.
The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, home improvements with no interest financing. If you need it, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:04. Learn how the Inflation Reduction Act impacts your Medicare plan. Get help selecting your best option by calling One Health Benefits, 724-799-8873. 79 and cloudy in Pittsburgh now. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
U.S. Steel's new partnership with Nippon Steel
is generating an extra spark in our mills
and fresh energy in our minds.
As employees of U.S. Steel,
we'd like to thank the communities where we live and work for your support.
The partnership means better opportunities for our employees, more prosperity for our communities,
and more steel made right here in America.
Thank you for believing in the future of U.S. Steel.
A stronger America
is made here.
Always.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah with the elder law firm of Zachariah Brown. Every day I get a call from somebody because they have a loved one in the nursing home, they lost their house, they lost all their money, and they are in trouble, and that's when they call. Why do they call us? Because we can help. The better call to make, though, is to call ahead of time. As soon as you have a loved one going into a nursing facility, call us immediately, and we'll help take care of you. Zachariah Brown, 724-942-6200, or PittsburghElderLaw.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is we have bridge inspectors busy on the North Shore Expressway and the ramps to and from the North Shore Expressway and the Fort Duquesne Bridge. So they've set up shop for the day. 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. is the time frame in which they will be working, so you could find slowdowns there, certainly. And also, as you're coming 65 southbound past the West End Bridge, heading over to that ramp for Route 28, some bridge inspection happening there today will force a lane pinch, so you could find some sluggish traffic there, too. 28 southbound is heavy as you approach that off-ramp for the North Shore Expressway, or 28's East Ohio Street off-ramp there. Parkway West inbound is backing at the runaway truck sand pile. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory from noon today through 8 p.m. AccuWeather real field temperatures near 100 the next couple of afternoons. The rest of today will become partly sunny, hot and humid with a high of 90. Clear to partly cloudy and muggy tonight, though 73. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The horror. I sat on the street, literally sat down on the street in Pittsburgh with a guy who's mentally ill, and he's a drug addict, and he's an alcoholic. And I don't know, we talked for 20 minutes. We had it on tape. He's been arrested 245 times. Different stuff. Punching people, stealing things, harassing people, drunk and disorderly, assault, threatening people. Never killed anyone yet. And the last time he was arrested, he threw a bottle of beer at a woman, and they put him in Western Psych for an hour and kicked him. Said they couldn't help him. This is a true story. So at some point, the ticking bomb that he is going to kill someone, or someone's going to kill him. And then we're going to have this conversation. Hey, that guy, he's arrested 245 times. Why didn't we help him? I have all of his records. We've spent hours on the guy. He flat out told me he's mentally ill. Flat out. He's there. Tick, tock. Tick, tock. The man who walked into the Walmart, stabbed, in Michigan, stabbed 11 people. Mass stab or whatever the hell you want to call him. 27 different arrests. 27 years of check the box moments in his history of mental illness. And I mean years. I go back to Pittsburgh, 19-year-old kid. Started when he was 16. His parents pretty much abandoned him on the streets of Pittsburgh, so he started getting high. Serious mental illness. Has broken the windows in the Fogo de Chao restaurant downtown 3 different times. And within an hour, he's picked up. Hammered, high, incoherent. I'm serious. Mentally ill. Kicked back out on the streets. The man, the homeless man who stabbed the Pittsburgh cop, the regional cop, the local cop who was jogging on the bike trails, stabbed him to death. The homeless man got out of his tent and stabbed this amazing officer to death, mentally ill. New York yesterday, mass shooter, left a note, mentally ill. Play the clips, please, Aaron. First of all, with the mayor of New York, please.
You are responding to an active shooter incident. Law enforcement officers raced into this Midtown Manhattan office building Monday after a gunman opened fire. Outside, others began CPR in the street. Police say just before 6:30 p.m., the shooter, seen here in surveillance footage, brazenly walked into the skyscraper at 345 Park Avenue with an M4-style rifle and started shooting. The building's security camera footage shows the shooter enter the lobby, turn right, and immediately open fire on an NYPD officer. He then shoots a woman who took cover behind a pillar and proceeds through the lobby, spraying it with gunfire. The NYPD commissioner said the gunman made his way to the elevator bank, shooting a security guard. The shooter then calls the elevator, which opens in the lobby. A female exits that elevator, and he allows her to walk past him unharmed. Police say he then went to the 33rd floor, home to the real estate company Rudin Management, where he killed one person before he shot himself in the chest.
I heard all these loud bangs.
This man, who didn't want to show his face, escaped the building when he heard the gunshots.
I came out 5 minutes later. One of my coworkers came out, and he said he saw 2 people get shot.
Others stayed inside and barricaded themselves in offices. We believe this to be a lone shooter. Police have identified the gunman as 27-year-old Shane Tamura. They say he had a documented history of mental health issues. He lived in Las Vegas and drove across country through Colorado Saturday night, then Nebraska and Iowa on Sunday, before reaching New Jersey Monday, about 2 hours before the shooting. Inside his black BMW, police found a revolver, multiple rounds of ammunition, and medication. The motive is still under investigation.
We lost 4 souls to another senseless act of gun violence.
One of the 4 victims was 36-year-old NYPD officer Didarul Islam, an immigrant from Bangladesh. Islam joined the NYPD in 2021. He had 2 young sons, and his wife is pregnant with their 3rd child. He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice. He died as he lived, a hero.
That's it. Thank you. And play the clip, please, with the mayor of New York. Thank you, Aaron. It's unbelievable stuff to me. It's horrifying, actually. Andrew, what's his name? Adams? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, what the mayor says was the guy pushed the wrong elevator button, went to the wrong floor, and killed folks up there anyway. And he had a note that said he had CT and wanted his brain studied. Never played in the NFL, but he hated the NFL, and was going there to kill folks with the NFL. Significant history of years of documented mental health issues, dating back to when he played high school football. So, question before we go to break: what's the biggest, largest mental health facility in Western Pennsylvania? Anyone? 866-391-1020. It's not a trick question, it's a fact. What's the largest mental health facility in Western Pennsylvania? Come on. Someone call, please. 866-391-1020. One more try. What's the largest mental health facility in Allegheny County? 866-391-1020. What is it? Where is it? Who's in there? Huh? What's the largest mental health facility in Chicago? In Philadelphia? In New York? In Los Angeles? What's the largest mental health facility in Allegheny County? What is it? Someone tell me. I'm going to give you a couple minutes in the break. 866-391-1020. I'm going to give you a couple minutes in the break, then we'll grab your call. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. Accident reported to us now, Penn Avenue at South Beatty. This is in East Liberty. Crews are headed to the scene there, so do watch out for those first responders en route to assist with that particular issue. Coming in from the eastern suburbs, things have eased off nicely for you on the Parkway East 376, just a little slow between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill Tunnels. The outbound ride through the construction zone by Commercial Street and the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, single lane there, means you have delays as far back as the Greenfield Bridge overpass. Parkway West inbound is heavy for you right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. And 28, just a little bit of a sluggish traffic pattern for you past East Ohio Street off-ramp and the ramps for the North Shore Expressway. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Campbell on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to The Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's. Right now, get a 4-piece GE kitchen suite for under $2,000. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt Max XR 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. Save big with deals that work as hard as you do. Shop Pro Savings Days in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 8/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
Having a tough time paying your bills? Learn how to reduce your credit card debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call the Debt Helpline now for free advice. 800-329-9912. 800-329-9912.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology and an expert staff to give you a personalized experience to get you back to loving your life. Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200. They help me dramatically love physical. Check it out.
Hello, KDKA listeners. This is Carlos, owner of Greater Pitt Tree Service. If you have any concerns about any trees on your property, call Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. We have an A-plus rating on the Better Business Bureau. To serve your needs best, we have an ISA-certified arborist on staff. We have 32 years experience, 412-884-TREE. We will be your best choice for tree work. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. And remember, we did your neighbor's tree.
So my brother-in-law, Scott, had open heart surgery, UPMC. Amazing, amazing surgeons. Amazing effort in the ICU. Amazing nurses. Amazing care. My sis Barb goes to Hillman twice a week for cancer treatment. For pancreatic cancer. Amazing, amazing treatment. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Amazing place. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Levin Furniture and Mattress Stores. Buy more, save more sale. Going right now through Monday. The more you buy, the more you save. Check it out. From my friend Robert Levin and his staff. Up to 25% off the entire store. Get super low monthly payments with 0% interest for 60 months on select purchases of $19.99 or more. Shop at any Levin Furniture and Mattress Store today. Levin's incredible buy more, save more sale ends on Monday. Tell them Marty sent you.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Largest mental health facility in Western Pennsylvania. Quick joke. Anthony, go ahead.
Well, it's the Allegheny County Jail.
That's right, brother.
And in the state, it's the state prison system.
Right on, brother.
Because in the late, here's the worst thing to happen to the mentally disturbed, as we used to call it. One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Right on.
when people saw that movie and saw how those folks were treated,
That's right.
They decided that, well, that's inhumane, and we must do something about it.
That's right.
And they found a president named Ronald Reagan who was wrong for cost cutting. He decided that he was going to close them on a federal level, and states followed suit. And it's been a
I agree
nightmare.
with you, and I love you, and he's right. But my man, they closed Western Psych in 2007. I'm sorry, they closed Mayview in 2007. I think it's time to move on. Quit making excuses. He's right, though. Teresa, go ahead. Ronald Reagan was putting people on buses from mental health facilities and sending them into cities. Hey, we talked to cops. We talked to cops here. They were ordered to take mental health patients. This is a true story, Teresa, from downtown Pittsburgh to the airport and drop them off. I swear, back in the day. It's that bad. Go ahead, Teresa.
I was going to say, sadly, the Allegheny County Jail.
It is. Not even close.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
It's so sad. Mentally ill young people having crisis are sent to jail, and then it just escalates, and there's no help for them in this town.
Right on. And by the way, most mentally ill people are more of danger to themselves than they are to other people. It's just the truth. But it's a ticking bomb on the streets every day. Ask a cop, man. Ask any of the men and women, the corrections officers at the jail. It's a nightmare. Ross, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's the Allegheny County Jail. But what you have been highlighting is a resistance, whether it's the DA's office or courts. They do not want to be the Cook County Jail of the East. There's no funding for a rejuvenation to.
They're on. There's no way that we can solve this problem by putting people in jail. The smartest man I know on this topic in the country, Congressman Dr. Tim Murphy. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good to be with you, Marty.
These tragedies get redundant and painful, and a constant reminder of the massive failure of our inability to service the mentally ill in this country. Is that not true, sir?
That's true. And let me correct a couple of things here, because one of your callers mentioned Ronald Reagan. So a lot of people blame Reagan for closing down the state health system when he was governor of California. They did. That was actually a joint Republican-Democrat, but it was a Democrat-led Assembly and Senate that pushed through legislation to close them. And that was following President Kennedy's move. His last bill he signed was to let's start closing these institutions and move towards community mental health.
But by the way, hold on. That wasn't a bad thing at the time, sir. They thought that if they could integrate folks into the community, that they would be better. Go ahead. Sorry, Senator.
That's right. It was a good thing. But there wasn't follow-up to say, where is the care?
That's right.
And then there's also people that block that care along the way. Now, last week, President Trump signed an executive order to say, let's get the homeless who are on the street who are mentally ill and get them in hospitals.
By the way, hold on. Okay. Hold on. For people who hate Trump, this is a friggin' home run. And this did happen. And Tim Murphy is spot on here. Go ahead, sir.
So, yeah, what we have to do is separate out what we think of Democrats, Republicans, and see what is good for people.
That's right.
And along these lines, a vast majority of people who are homeless have some level of mental illness, about 90%.
Right on.
Look at those with serious mental illness, such as psychosis and schizophrenia, about 40% or so.
Whoa.
And we know that maybe someone on the street...
So 40%? Serious mental illness, 40%?
Serious mental illness, yes.
Wow.
And denial and ignoring them is not a legitimate treatment. It doesn't work. Oh, we know that medication can help, medical treatment, getting them supportive housing, not just housing, but supportive housing, making sure they have people they're working with. That's what they need. Now, some changes need to be made fundamentally to do this, and such things as our government policies of Medicaid say, well, we're only going to pay for someone with psych hospitalization if they're in for 15 days or less.
Wow.
Now, you can't get better in 15 days. And a lifetime cap of 120 days.
Whoa.
Now, we don't do that for another chronic illness. But you can't get better. People need long-term support.
So if I have cancer, they'll treat me for 2 years, as they did. But if I have mental illness, serious mental illness, I'm capped at 120 days, they say, to hell with you?
120 days in the hospital,
Holy cow.
So, but these problems need more than that. There's lots of different things that contribute to schizophrenia. My point is, if we argue on the points of policy and politics, we're not going to get anywhere.
No.
If we deal with this in the point of where can we be united and what's the right thing to do with those with serious mental illness, we can go a long way with this. So, but here are some of the other things that stand in the way. So we've had the recent shooting in New York, and people saying he had a mental health problem. By the way, let me rephrase that, Marty. You know, he didn't have a mental health problem. He had a mental illness problem. Stabbing that just took place at a Walmart. Was that in Michigan?
It was, sir.
And he's also someone, they talk about he wrote some books that says a born-again Christian. His issue was not that he was a born-again Christian. His issue may be that he was paranoid and serious problems, and that's what came through. But the press oftentimes gets us wrong. They go for the easy response, and that's not what it was. Again, untreated, serious mental illness. And for him and others, we've got to stop the idea that people, well, let me put it this way. Some people say we should never force anybody to get into treatment. Okay, why? If someone is gravely disabled, and we know by living on the streets or living in their family's house, and they have some propensity towards violence and threats towards themselves or someone else, the police and nobody and the courts can't do anything unless that person is an imminent danger to themselves or someone else. I mean, imminent, like I'm going to kill myself.
Well, hold on. Using the example I gave of the guy that's been arrested nearly 250 times and has punched cops and thrown beer bottles at people. They took him to Western Psych last week and kicked him. Said he wasn't an imminent threat. He's done. Back out in the streets.
Well, and that's quite frankly and candidly, that's the stupidity of our medical system. Is. But their also hands are tied by the law. So if they try to keep the person in the hospital, the court would say, well, he's not in imminent danger. The law says imminent, and it's not that, so let him out. So other states have moved towards a law that says gravely disabled. They can't function. Florida just passed a law along these lines to say if someone is in a revolving door legal system, you got to get them help.
Nice.
Now, it doesn't mean they have to go in a hospital, but you provide something called assisted outpatient treatment, where you wrap that person around with service of counseling, housing, medication, a lot of those things. Pennsylvania passed a law in 2018 about this for 60-some counties to have this AOT process. Only one county has done it.
No.
Allegheny County hasn't done anything on it. Zero. Because they say, we don't have the money, it costs too much. But as you said, Marty, what's the biggest psych hospital in Allegheny County?
The jail, sir.
Psych facility is the jail. But it's not a treatment facility.
No.
Being locked in a cell is not. And so people say, well, I don't want to force someone into treatment because then that's inhumane. Well, what is it to be put in a jail cell because you went into a store, shoplifted something, now you're in jail, we find out you have a mental illness, you get in a tussle with the guard at the jail, and now you're in for a longer period of time.
I gotta go. We're out of time here, but why the hell are you the only guy swinging the hammer at this, sir? Why are you the only guy with the voice of reason? Why?
Well, you are too.
You're
Keep
the
up
man.
the voice.
I love you, man. You're the best. You tell the truth. Truth to power. Man.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
79 and cloudy at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. New York City police say the 27-year-old gunman who killed 4 people at a Manhattan office building last night left a note suggesting he had a grievance over an unsubstantiated claim he suffered from CTE, a progressive degenerative brain disease among people with repeated head trauma, including athletes in contact sports. Mayor Eric Adams.
He appeared to have blamed the NFL for his injury. The NFL headquarters is located in the building at 345 Park Avenue.
Mayor Adams also says Shane Tamura wanted to reach the league's offices, but took the wrong elevator and eventually took his life on a higher floor. Tamura played high school football, but not in college or professionally. Police say he had a history of mental illness. 3 people trapped inside a burning building in Midland Borough, Beaver County were rescued early this morning. Flames broke out around 3 a.m. at the building in the 800 block of Midland Avenue. Hours later, flames were still burning. Part of the roof appears to have collapsed there. The Pennsylvania Game Commission has added 10 Sundays to the fall hunting season. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Hunters in Pennsylvania will have additional Sundays to pursue various wildlife. The Pennsylvania Game Commission's board approved an executive order on Monday, which will make 13 consecutive Sundays open to hunting in 2025. Since 2019, hunters have had only 3 Sundays open to hunting, and those dates were used during archery deer, black bear, and general deer seasons. Now, however, more Sundays will be included after the July 9th passage of House Bill 1431, which eliminates the state ban on Sunday hunting. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 44 points at 44,793. The Nasdaq up 44 points, and the S&P is up 8. KDKA Radio News Time 1031. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Wondering why your meds cost so much, even with insurance? Or maybe your pharmacy shut down, and now you don't know where to go. I'm Kyle from Blueberry Pharmacy. We do things differently. No insurance needed, no surprises. Just the real cost of your medication, plus a small, transparent dispensing fee. It's called Cost Plus Pricing, and it's how pharmacy should work. Anyone can use us with or without insurance. We ship across Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, and Florida. Call 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com. Blueberry Pharmacy, Pittsburgh's only 5-star pharmacy.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Jump in July savings continue at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts or breast tenders, $2.99 a pound. Sweet Northwest cherries, $1.88 a pound. And selected varieties of Totino's pizza rolls, 24.8-ounce package, $3.88 each. Additional savings in our meat department. All natural fresh chicken drumsticks, $1.29 a pound. And all natural fresh whole chicken wings are $2.29 a pound. In our produce department, locally grown zucchini or yellow squash, 99 cents a pound, and Pennsylvania grown baby bella mushrooms, 10-ounce packages, 2 for $6. In our deli department, Pittsburgh Local, Silver Star, ham off the bone, $8.99 a pound. And award-winning flavor from Ohio, Guggisburg Swiss cheese, $6.99 a pound. And this week, selected varieties of Turkey Hill drinks, gallon jugs are 2 for $5.
Get in on the Jumpin' July savings at Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. What's up is we have some minor delays. The rush hour is easing off nicely in a couple of different spots, so no major accidents or disabled vehicles in your way. We have crews clearing, final stages of clearing an earlier accident as you try to travel in the East Liberty section of the city, and that was at the intersection of we'll get that for you here in just a second, along South Beatty Avenue, but that has been cleared out of your way. We're now getting reports of an accident on Butler Street in the 100 block of Etna Borough, so do watch out for the crews who are rolling up on the scene there as we speak. Coming southbound on 28, heavy right at that East Ohio Street off-ramp. Parkway West is creeping back up with some heavier traffic right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. Outbound Parkway East has delays that greet you at the Greenfield Bridge overpass. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A mix of sun and clouds for the rest of today, trending sunnier as the afternoon wears on. It'll be hot and humid with a high of 90 and AccuWeather real field temperatures over 100. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, warm and sticky, though 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
I lived 1,000 Grandview, Mount Washington, the most beautiful view in the country. Insane. I remember waking up, this is 20 years ago, before I got married. I remember waking up and seeing the hot air balloons floating by. It was cool, man. A wonderful community. However, the view has been ruined recently in what can best be described as a criminal takeover of the streets at night by these morons scaring the hell out of residents, quite frankly, and doing it with no regret, no remorse, and scaring everybody who lives up there in Mount Washington. The videos Patrick is streaming right now shows what's happened recently in this kind of takeover, and residents are so angry. And one of those folks who gives a damn about Mount Washington and is angry about what the hell's happening is Teresa Smith, Pittsburgh City Council. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you, Marty?
Needless to say, this annoys the hell out of you, doesn't it?
Of course it does. I mean, our residents have been dealing with this for a very long time, and it's gone on far longer than they ever should have had to. They shouldn't have to deal with it at all, ever. But the fact that it's been going on and we continue to report and things are still continuing to happen, it's just inexcusable.
I lived there and loved it there. However, and you know this because you know this so well, there is a crime creep on Mount Washington and in other communities around the area. But I have always argued it's the most beautiful view in America, and it's underappreciated and not used the way it should be. And now you have crime and drugs and these punks doing burnouts. Why, Teresa, and what can we do?
So what I can tell you what we have done is, and first of all, it is an amazing view. District 2 has great views at both in Elliott, at the Overlook, and in Mount Washington and Duquesne Heights. Sure. So, I mean, we have great views. But the residents, need to live in peace up there. You're not just coming to an area that's a view. You're coming into a neighborhood. And when you're doing burnouts and the things that they're doing up on the Mount, it's just in the speeding and all the just disrespect and illegal activity. And there is illegal activity, not just It may seem like it's just a vehicle or just donuts or the burnouts, whatever they're doing on the street. But there was an elderly lady who was shot in the face with a gel gun. There was an elderly man who was punched in the face. So it's not. It's significant. It's to the property and damage to public property, which is significant. But the damage and the crimes to the people is absolutely inexcusable.
Teresa sent this out. This says Zone 3 will be implementing an overtime detail for Mount Washington, which will start this weekend and run through September. The extra officers will be there to monitor and enforce all laws, including speeding, disorderly conduct. Motorcycle officers will also be present. Did it have an impact this weekend, Teresa?
Well, it's starting this weekend, coming up.
Saturday, okay.
So we'll find out. But I can say that also that we've put in speed bumps. The kids use to slow people down. They use them for jumps. We put in cameras. I don't know who's monitoring the camera. We've had extra overtime police officers. The patrols before undercover. We've never seen them, but we don't know the results of that. And we've asked for reports and results for that. We haven't heard of that. We've also worked with the new acting chief, who's been really great to work with, Marty Devine, and he put motorcycles back under Commander Ripple's his leadership, but yet he only has a few, so he doesn't even have enough to really spread out across the city. I think they're down to 3 or 4 or something.
So Teresa, my guys in the police force tell me that these guys know this, that there aren't any cops up there, so to hell with them. I'll do whatever the hell I want. Is that fair?
Well, I think it's beyond that. I think there are. I don't care if you have 1 cop or you have 200 cops. If you're allowing the police to do the job that they're hired to do, then any kind of deterrent, with a citation, a hefty citation, or even arrest when someone's punching somebody in the face or doing something criminal to a person, any type of arrest would send a message that this is not going to be tolerated. And instead, what they know is the police come up and nothing happens, and the police will say that they're not doing anything because the magistrates will let them go, but the magistrates have no place to put them. So it's everybody's pointing the finger at each other, and they need to knock it off and just come up with some real solutions for the people. And that's on every level. We have to do. We have to
so
do
they
whatever
commit these
we can.
crimes with impunity, knowing I don't care, lady. I don't care, officer. Screw you. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. You can't punish me.
Basically, that's what it looks like. Because I've gone up myself and I've sent people home and kids home and honestly, I told somebody, I said I've sent adult men who were on motorcycles home before, and they were more respectful than some of the things I hear from some of the kids sometimes. Wow. But I will be honest, the kids have been so far, recently they've been very respectful when they go up. They shut off their motorcycles, or they'll go the vehicles, or they have modified mufflers, and you're not allowed to have those in the state of Pennsylvania.
So my man Patrick nailed it. Take the damn cars, impound them, make these jagoffs pay $4,000 in fines.
Right, or make them do something with a modified muffler. It's illegal. So I think, and I even said to somebody, I wouldn't even mind if we could find a place where kids could do something on a racetrack and be safe. But there's not a place in the city. I've looked. There's not that much land around, and plus the liability to the city would be, I'm assuming, would be tremendous. I'm not saying that I don't understand that kids want to have fun and that they want to do some things. But you can't do it in a residential area and then disrespect people and attack people. And the police have to be able to issue citations and make arrests when necessary.
So these kids do this stuff with impunity, and that's why I believe, and you are convinced that they attacked this teenager in Sheridan. Tell me about this. Tell me about what happened. This is insane.
It's terrible. I got a phone call. People call 911, and when they don't get a response, they call me. If somebody doesn't come right away, they call me. Wow. So my husband and I went down to Sheridan, and there was a kid laying on the ground, 11 kids, 3 of whom we were told had guns. Wow. Beat him up, took his shoes. His shoes were $650 shoes. He was playing football on a scholarship to Central. So my husband and I took him home. And I was actually taking him out of there. I was afraid to even take him out because they were waiting to shoot him, is what people in the witnesses said. So we got him out of there, and we took him home, which he didn't even live in the community. He doesn't live in Sheridan. So we took him home. He was visiting a friend who somehow set him up, and they took his tennis shoes, which he said he used for his birthday money, something. I can't remember how he bought these tennis shoes, but they were $650 tennis shoes. And and they took his shoes and left their shoes on a pair of steps. And I said, "There's cameras all around. Cameras are everywhere down there."
They don't care.
They said, "Well, they told me is that there was not a witness." The police said, "Well, there's not a witness." And I said, "What about what they're doing in the community? They were disrupting the store. They're on camera attacking somebody. They took his shoes." I said, "I can't. I said a child shouldn't have to press charges and risk his life, knowing that these kids want to shoot him, for something to be done. It's frustrating. Wow. It's beyond frustrating."
Teresa Smith. Before you go, what aggravates me is they like to blame you for all this, that you don't care, that you've given up because you're not running again. Does that aggravate you, too?
Well, I'd invite them to come with me down to Sheridan at 1 o'clock in the morning or up into Mount Washington and see what we do and see how much we care.
Right on, sister.
Yeah, and come with me.
Hey, just to reiterate, so there will be extra cops up there this weekend?
So there's supposed to be extra police officers, patrols again, but I said I've heard this before, so I need to know that you're going to actually let them enforce the laws, and I will say that's what he was that they would be doing that. So
hey, my man Patrick nailed it. Take their damn motorcycles and take their damn cars and put them in the impound lot and make them pay $3,000 or $4,000. They won't be speeding for a hell of a long time, sister.
Right.
Thank you, Teresa.
Right. Thank you so much. Be safe. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.
Scary stuff. Scary. They do it because they can. Wow. Punch a guy in the face. Man. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, as we're traveling through Etna Borough, do watch out for an accident. This is in the 100 block of Butler Street, so not far from the intersection with Parker Street. You want to watch out for the slowdowns there. Once you get onto 28, the slowdowns just greet you as you approach the off-ramp for East Ohio Street or the North Shore Expressway. Watch out for bridge inspection crews working as you come the other direction on the North Shore Expressway from Route 65 over toward the ramps for 28. You could find lane pinches and slowdowns there, and also inspection crews working on the Fort Duquesne Bridge and its ramps to 279, the Parkway North and the North Shore Expressway. Parkway West inbound stacks at the top of Green Tree Hill. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
All right, here we go. Still hot. It's a Tuesday here. I'll be with you so much to talk about. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 right here. KDKA.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information. Free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
NASCO Roofing has done work on everyone in my family's house. My sister, my brother, our house. They have done work on every single one of their homes and my home, and unbelievable work. Lifetime guarantee. Amazing work ethic. Amazing pricing. NASCO Roofing. NASCO. 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Ernie from California asks, after moving back to the U.S. and being in our mid-40s, we currently feel burned out and are considering quitting our jobs to relocate abroad once more. No kids, zero responsibilities in the States. The plan is to invest in dividend-paying stocks. Do you think this is a viable strategy, or are we taking significant risks with our financial future? Ernie, of course there's risk involved, but that said, if it's something you want to try, now's the time to do it, especially since you guys have no responsibilities here in the States.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's deterioration of the fabric of the city. Law and order does not exist. I'm going to play some sound here in a bit from the south side. It's going to scare the hell out of you. Just happened. Man. Crazy carjacking. Man. And I talk about downtown. I was going at it last night with a city council member about what the hell are you going to do about downtown. You had a woman carjacked by a homeless, mentally ill person on 2nd Avenue. Broad daylight. She's headed home from work. We have lost our minds. No one knows this conundrum of the teen felon better than my man, Jim Klingensmith. Decades in law enforcement, one of the most trusted men that I know in law enforcement. This story is getting so damn old with these teens committing these crimes with impunity. Is it not, Jim?
It is. We're looking like L.A. now, aren't we? Starting to.
It really is.
We're growing. We're getting bigger in crime, more mental health issues, more robberies, burglaries, assaults. Middle of the day. It's not even noon yet. We got a carjacking in Southside. It's not even noon.
Horrible.
And
they, you know why? You know why they do it, brother? Because they can.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no repercussion. There's no penalty. So they don't have any money, supposedly. You know, back in the 90s, they had 1,400 cops. Now what do they got? 600, 700, maybe.
Yep.
They don't enforce it in the courts.
Hell no.
They don't punish them.
Hell no.
It's an opportunity to go get wild and do whatever you want. Nobody's going to listen to a law that's not enforced. You can complain about it all you want, but until you start arresting people and putting them in jail and actually incarcerating these people and giving them some kind of a penalty or punishment, then it's just going to continue. It's going to grow. It's going to get worse. Our city's in a bad place.
I'm watching. They're kids' games compared to the stuff you've been investigating. You got idiotic teenagers with seriously planned robberies of gun stores, stealing 50, 60 guns. They get arrested, and the judge says, "Aw, they're too young to put on trial. Send them home to mommy." Right? Does that not happen? It happens.
That's exactly what's happening. So, like I said in the past, they're actually grooming future criminals because, you know, all their juvenile life, 4 or 5 years, these kids, by the time they hit 18, they have 10 or 12 priors, hard or aggravated. So when they become an adult, you think they're going to stop because they turned 18? No. They're going to get better at it.
you said something that makes me sad. We're now L.A., and that's not a good...
We are. It is. Look at it. It's the same thing. So watch a little bit of TV about L.A., flip to Pittsburgh, flip back and forth. After 2 minutes, you won't know the difference.
You won't, man. It's a shame.
It's growing. It's growing. It's getting worse. And they let the cancer grow.
Sure.
And everybody, don't point the fingers at this one. You can't, this one complains. But, I mean, that councilwoman who went to Mount Washington, she's looking for something to make moves. She's making an attempt. She's looking into it. She's working on a problem. That's the first person I've heard say they're actually trying to make moves.
That's actually true.
That's the first person. That's the only one I heard who's like actively making moves. Whether they're successful or not, we don't know. But it's an attempt. It's a movement forward. She's trying to save her city.
How about the teenager got the hell beat out of my 11 kids, and the cops said, "Well, we really can't do anything." Huh.
Unbelievable. It's heartbreaking. We want our city back. We want a safe city. I would love to go down, and have a meal or, go out for some entertainment. But I don't go near it.
Why would you live on Mount Washington now, knowing it's now a crime scene? Nightly. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jimbo. He's the man. Patrick said it best. He did. He nailed it. And my man Jim Ellenbogen nailed it. And I tell you what I would do. When they start these patrols Saturday night, I would impound every friggin' motorcycle. Impound. Come on, man. I would impound all their Jag-off cars with their Jag-off mufflers. Impound. Come on, sonny boy. Yeah, I can't throw you in jail, but I got your car in jail. And it's $600 a day, sonny boy. And you need to come up with $3,000, my man. Now what are you going to do, punk? I would, man. I would take everything but their tennis shoes. And I'd take their tennis shoes if they were stolen. Come on, man. Law and order. Come on. To imagine that those folks on Mount Washington are scared to death every single night. And I get loaded down with, where the hell do you think we got this video? People are sick and tired of this crap. One guy has a gun. He wants to shoot these kids. Can't do that. I hope the Pittsburgh cops do what they're allowed to do. Take every friggin' motorcycle from these punks. Every single one. Take all their cars. Tow them away. Put them behind a gate and say, pay us. Or don't. But your toys are gone, punks.
Experts at UPMC are revolutionizing robotic heart surgery every day.
Robotics is the most advanced version of heart surgery. We can do very complex procedures inside the chest without opening it.
UPMC Heart and Vascular Institute is pioneering minimally invasive cardiac surgery techniques, including robotic surgeries.
It's an obligation to innovate for patients to be treated better.
Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to learn more.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-240-1465. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now, 800-240-1465.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-240-1465. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-240-1465 or oxcarcare.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Join the Allegheny Parks this summer for the 2025 Summer Concert Series. Each weekend, you'll have a chance to enjoy live music on Fridays at South Park Amphitheater and on Sundays at Heartwood Acres Amphitheater. Each concert is free and starts at 7:30 p.m. Local food trucks, craft beer, and wine will be on site at all concerts starting at 6 p.m. For the full lineup, visit AlleghenyCounty.us/summer. That's AlleghenyCounty.us/summer.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
80 and overcast. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the gunman who killed 4 people at a Manhattan office building was trying to target NFL headquarters on floors 5 through 8, but took the wrong elevator and wound up on 33. Adams also says Shane Tamura left behind a note investigators are examining.
The note alluded to that he felt he had CTE, a known brain injury for those who participate in contact sports.
Tamura played high school football, but not in college or the NFL. Police say he had a history of mental illness. A toddler drowned in a neighbor's pool last night in Stowe Township and has been identified this morning. Allegheny County Police say 911 was called around 7 p.m. after 2-year-old Ikea Worthy was found in a pool in the 1100 block of 12th Street. First responders arrived to find residents performing CPR, and the girl was taken to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead. Details of expansion plans at the Heinz History Center were outlined earlier on the Big K Morning Show. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
Heinz History Center President Andy Masick tells Larry Richard the expansion will add another 92,000 square feet of space along Penn Avenue,
which will allow us to add 3 major new exhibition galleries. We'll have an exhibit on the 3 rivers and the people who came from around the world to inhabit this, the forks of the Ohio, as they used to call it. And then a Mr. Rogers exhibit, all about Mr. Rogers and his philosophy.
Masick says construction is set to begin by the end of the year. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Adams Township supervisors approved last night plans for a new Chick-fil-A location on Route 228. It will be next door to Sheetz at the Adams Corner Shopping Center. The 5,500 square foot restaurant will have a dual drive-through lane like the Chick-fil-A location does on Route 228 in Cranberry, about 6.5 miles away. An opening date has not been set. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 129 points at 44,709. The Nasdaq is up 12 points, and the S&P is up about 1. KDKA Sports, the Pirates and Giants will play the second of 3 games tonight. Bailey Falter gets the start for Pittsburgh. A player the Steelers expect to solidify the offensive line is returning from injury. Here's News Radio KDKA's Jeff Hathorn.
It's been nearly a year since his injury. Now 2024 first-round pick Troy Fautanu will put on pads as it's day 1 for the entire team to have a padded practice.
I'm excited. You know, there's a lot of banter going on between the offense and the defense right now. Things got a little rowdy, but, I mean, that's something that's normal. But I'm super excited just to finally be able to play real football because, like, as an offensive lineman, the worst thing is to play football in shorts and T-shirts.
With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. 80 and overcast at Pittsburgh International. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Upside presents Locals Just Know. In Pittsburgh, there are things that you just know. Like on game day, you can wear whatever you want, as long as it's black or yellow.
Look, Mom, I dressed myself. That's great, honey, but it's game day, and you're wearing Eagle colors. Let's go swap that shirt.
Well, here's something not all Pittsburghers know yet. You can now earn Upside cash back at hundreds of nearby restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores. Even local favorites like Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get Go. The best part? With Upside, you can earn cash back on top of your credit or debit card rewards and loyalty programs like My Perks from Giant Eagle. Download the free Upside app, and soon you'll feel like every day is game day. For a limited time, get a 10% bonus on your first purchase with promo code PITT03. That's promo code PITT03 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. Upside. Cashback smarter. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
I got these windows in my house that need replaced. And you want to talk about timing? Huh? You got spring here. You got this insanely cool window company, Universal Windows Direct. And this is their home improvement season. What's that mean? Great windows, great product, great service, great pricing. How about this? 50% off your windows right now, half off. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. So, what do? 412-545-6003. I'm doing it. And you get no interest and no payments for 12 months, which is spectacular. A whole year. And a free entry door with your window purchase. Universal Windows Direct. 412-545-6003. Universal Windows Direct. Love them. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. We have what's up is an accident. This in Ross Township, reports of anyway, and crews are headed to the scene on Babcock Boulevard near Hillcrest Drive. So do watch for slowdowns around that. Not an accident in your way, but a construction zone lane pinch as you're heading southbound on Route 51, approaching the intersection with Woodruff Street. It is backing you at times toward the overpasses where you are near the Parkway West interchange. Parkway West on the inbound side is slow for you right around the runaway truck sand pile. Outbound Parkway East is heavy right after you round the bend past the Bates Street on-ramp. Inbound on the Parkway East, you're moving well. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly to mostly sunny, hot and humid for the rest of our Tuesday with a high of 90 and AccuWeather real field temperatures topping 100. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, warm and humid, low 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey everybody, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. You know, 90th anniversaries are super special. That's why AARP Pennsylvania is celebrating 90 years for Social Security. And they're doing it with ice cream. Now, there are 3 events in the greater Pittsburgh area where you can join in the fun. But registration is required to get your favorite scoop of your favorite ice cream. And you'll learn more about AARP and the fight to strengthen and protect Social Security. You can register at aarp.org/local.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Man, I always call John Perry because he's the smartest lawyer I know. He's a deep thinker. He's actually very pragmatic. And we've become really close friends over the years, and he thinks about this stuff. He doesn't just throw facts at the wall and see if they stick. So I had to grab on 2 things this morning. All anyone's talking about is AI, and I get it. I absolutely do. I use it every day. For instance, let me do this real quick before I grab JP. So I will do AI, Deion Sanders, bladder transplant, because that's what some of the media is reporting yesterday. So you immediately, here's what it says. It's actually fascinating. This is all AI, Google. Deion Sanders did not receive a bladder transplant. Instead, he underwent surgery to remove his bladder after being diagnosed with an aggressive form of bladder cancer. And I mean, folks, deeper dive in AI mode. And it goes on and on and on. It's amazing. However, it's not always right. It's not always accurate, which leads me to this post from Andrew Yang. Remember him? Ran for president, tech guru, alleged billionaire, a partner at a prominent law firm, because I didn't believe this. I just don't. Told me AI is now doing work that used to be done by 1st to 3rd year associates. AI can generate emotion in an hour that might take an associate a week, and the work is better. Someone should tell the folks applying to law school right now. I don't believe that. And I had to ask the smartest lawyer I know, JP. JP, is this accurate, sir?
No.
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 It's BS.
AI is good for giving you a skeletal start, and it can probably save time in drafting motions and so forth. But the fallacy in what he's saying is that every case has an absolute certain interpretation. And it just doesn't, Marty. You and I can read the same case and we can walk away with different impressions as to what that case stands for. And then you have to argue to the court that it's either your version or my version. But see, AI doesn't work that way. AI wants absolutes. So Deion Sanders either had his bladder removed or he didn't. That's an absolute. Now, whether or not AI is right on that, we still don't know, because like you said, sometimes it's right, sometimes it isn't. But when it comes to things that are very deep thought and there's no black and white answer, AI is not yet there.
Okay, JP, are there firms that don't have your standard, let's say, at your firm, which is very high, that are doing this AI to do this work? Are there firms that are actually doing... Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, internationally recognized firms have been sanctioned for doing exactly what you said, and that is submitting something to AI saying, give me a work product, then not checking the work product, and then getting to court and arguing before a judge and having either the judge, his law clerk, or their opponent point out, that's a made-up case, or the case they're citing for doesn't say that at all. And then when you go and dig a little deeper, you find out that it's just wrong.
Whoa. JP, this is serious. I mean, this is life and death stuff in many cases.
Well, it is serious, and it's, whenever you get into the real drill down mode of these things, you have to stop and pull back a second. If I were to ask you a question, let's talk about medicine.
Yeah.
Is medicine an art or a science?
I would say a science.
You would say a science. A lot of people would say it's a combination of both. And the reason it's a combination of both is because you can't absolutely say, if Marty has condition A, B, C, and D, Marty therefore should be diagnosed with this. There's thought that goes into it.
I see.
You have to reflect upon it. And then, let's get a little deeper into it. A surgeon, like you and I have talked about plastic surgeons. Is that art or is that medicine? I submit to you that there's more art to plastic surgery, cosmetic plastic surgery.
I'd agree.
Than there is medicine. So the same's true with AI. AI wants clean narratives for everything so it can answer your questions. But that's just not the reality we live in, Marty.
And JP, because to me, this is just lazy law, quite frankly. And when they're making mistakes like this, so it would stand to reason that clients are going to get screwed and they're going to turn around and flip and sue the very law firm they had hoped would represent them, right?
As they should.
Hell yeah.
I mean, when people hire a lawyer, they're not hiring an AI to run me through a transaction. They want a lawyer with experience, with thoughtfulness, who can plot things out. And, listen, you can come to me with a problem and I can tell you what your options are. But one of the things that we're really good at my firm is, I can see 3 years down the road. I know exactly where we have to go, what trees we have to cut down, and how we get to the other side of the forest. AI can't do that. AI can't think long term and understand, what's happened in the practice of law over the last, for me, last 35 years, and figure out where it's going to go. It's just not programmed to think like that.
John Perry Calder. All right, so let me step back here. You got two sons. Both of them work for you. They're brilliant lawyers, quite frankly. They're younger than you. They say, Dad, you're full of it. AI's cool. Do they say that to you?
No.
Oh. No.
No. It's interesting because I'm the old gray-haired guy here. When anybody at the firm here gets into a complex situation, they might run it through AI and so forth, but ultimately they come into my office.
Sure.
And when I start talking, this will be a unique experience for you as a father. They pull out their phones and they start taking notes.
Whoa.
And they listen. And when I'm done talking, they thank me and they get up and leave and they go do, what we've discussed.
So JP, so you mentioned it. So do you use any application of AI at your law firm at all, sir?
So personally, I don't.
You don't.
Younger lawyers do.
How?
Yes. But they know that it's just a start. I mean, they'll use it to maybe model and outline or get the framework going. But then, we require, as you and I have talked, attorney intelligence, and they put their brains to work, and that's the product we're looking for.
And if I'm a client and I'm sitting down with a lawyer and my life is at stake, or someone that I know's life is at stake, or my career, I got to directly say, you're not going to use AI for this. Should I? Should I do that, JP?
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole new area, Marty.
It is.
I would like to think, listen, it never hurts to ask. So to answer your question, yes. But I would like to think that reputable lawyers who are staking their name and their reputation are not going to take shortcut cheat codes like AI.
My man, they get buried, bro. They get buried like I get buried, like my kids get buried. And when you get buried, you're like, hot knife through butter or cold knife? Let me see.
Well, but Marty, I mean, and I'm glad you bring that up, because one thing AI doesn't have is it doesn't have a conscience.
True.
Okay. If we're too busy at my law firm and we get a big case through the door, we turn it down.
But hold on, JP. But there are firms in this market that got 2 million calls. 2 million calls last year. Ain't no way they have the time to go through 2 million cases, brother.
Well, that's
just saying.
I'm not going to disagree, Marty, but that's not my business model.
No, it isn't.
My business model is
it isn't.
I treat every client that we agree to represent the same. I don't care if your case is worth $5,000 or your case is worth $50 million. You're going to get the same amount of dedication from a lawyer at my firm, regardless of what the value of your case is. That's why you hire us.
That's right.
That's why we like to think that the legal profession is in fact a profession. And you're hiring somebody for their professional abilities. And if they're not going to give them to you, frankly, I hope down the road we run those lawyers out of business.
They are Walmart, and you are Neiman Marcus, sir. My man, JP. Thank you, sir, for the truth.
Thanks, Marty.
We'll get to the plastic surgeon thing, which is insane. We'll get to that next week. Thanks, my man. AI, it ain't the answer to everything, folks. It's kind of scary, but fascinating. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we continue to have crews working with this accident in Ross Township on Babcock Boulevard near the intersection with Hillcrest Drive. Do watch out for slow traffic around that. If you're coming from the northern suburbs by way of the Parkway North, I-279, no complaints there. Sailing along nicely from the split with 79 all the way downtown, and 79 itself is moving along well in all directions through the district. Parkway West inbound, a little bit of sluggish stuff on the front side of Green Tree Hill heading for those Fort Pitt tunnels. The Parkway East outbound is a big delay for you. Please plan ahead. You have backups there that greet you right after you pass that Bates Street on-ramp and try to round the bend heading toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels. The inbound ride on the Parkway East is moving well. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-979-3168. 800-979-3168. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-979-3168.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Have a big tree down in our backyard behind the deck, so it's not a big problem. But I'll tell you what, when you reach out to Greater Pitt Tree Service, it's never a problem. Carlos is the man, the best in the business. Let me say this: trained professionals, insured, bonded, best equipment, unbelievable work ethic. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE, the best in the business.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is an older audience, and I love you all because I'm an older person. Do you use AI ever? Anyone out there? Anyone out there? 866-391-1020. Anyone out there? Anyone? I do. Only by accident. And the folks in our business kind of use it to take shortcuts to write stuff for them. That can be kind of sketch. And my man Patrick, who's been a producer his whole life and uses AI quite a bit, he's a techie. What do you think about the news producers using some of this AI stuff to write their stories?
I don't like that at all.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Because you've tried it. It actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not always conversational.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
not always how people talk.
It's true.
That's one of the number one things about writing.
Do you catch mistakes? Because I catch mistakes in it.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. AI can lie. It doesn't always give you the facts, which is the number one thing you need in journalism. You need the freaking facts.
When you say lie, is it the way it's programmed, or the way it's set up, or the algorithm, or what? What is it?
I think
we saw this with this Grok thing.
It might be where it pulls the data sources from.
Yeah.
But like I've tested it and asked, when did X celebrity die? And that person I know very well is alive.
No.
And it'll give me a death date.
You did something even better, because we saw that there were allegations and accusations that this Grok AI model had kind of Nazi tendencies to it.
Oh yeah.
And we asked it some questions and proved it your theory to be right.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. It's how you ask the questions. It's where it pulls the information from. And you can dive down and find out where it's pulling the sources from, but you have to take clicks and do that.
But like we were talking about with JP in our business, we get slammed. Now, talk show hosts, I use it. You see me use it. I use it all day for background information, things that are happening right away.
Yep.
But if you're slammed as a producer, you could see how people would do this.
I can see how people would use it as a crutch.
Yeah.
Because they either aren't taking the time or think they don't have the time. But if you're putting facts out there as a journalist that are wrong, you're doing a disservice to everyone.
I also wouldn't want, to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't want to know if I had a big case, medical malpractice case, and I hired a big time lawyer I was paying one half of everything that we won or didn't, that they used a computer system, in essence, a computer model, an algorithm to solve my crisis. Would you? To make filings?
I don't mind that as long as they check the work and know that it's right when they submit it.
That's good point. I see what you're saying, yeah.
We use, you search things through Google all the time, right?
All the time.
So,
all the time.
Not everything that comes up on Google is from a reputable source. So you've got to look at the source material and make sure it's right before you go with it.
You made a reference point to your car because it's moving into everything in our lives. Explain that.
Yeah. So Tesla has its own AI. It's part of X. So Grok is the AI that that they've developed. And in the last week or so, they just rolled it out in all the Tesla vehicles. Now, it's not tied in where it can control anything in your car. At some point, they'll add it where it can do things. You know, you give it a command to put the window up halfway, it'll do that. Some cars already do that. My wife's car does that.
It's a tool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't overthink it. I use internet searches and video to do everything. If I'm making tacos, and if I actually look tacos and look for a different way to do them, and it sounds stupid and simplistic and a bit sophomoric, but at a basic level. The Deion Sanders stuff, boom, used it this morning. A plastic surgery report that I got that people are getting butchered by these franchise-type plastic surgery centers. Boom, AI. Gave me all this background. The guy who did the mass shooting in New York, boom, AI. There is a way to use it as a tool.
There is.
It's a big, and by the way, it's insane how fast it is.
If you take the mentality that we always take as journalists, you have to trust the source. So if it's pulling things from, outer space that you have no idea where it's coming from, you should question it.
It's a wonderful tool. Anyone out there use it? I know it's an older audience. I'm not judging. We all get older. It's kind of what happens, unfortunately. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Do you use it? I'm very, very curious. Mike in Moon. Mike, go ahead, man.
Hello. Yeah, one concern I have for the legal profession is if they're using AI bots to do all the so-called grunt work and then leave it to the experienced lawyers to do the real work, then in 5 or 10 years from now, where are the experienced lawyers going to come from?
That's a great point. This is a wonderful point. Who's going to bake the cake when the machine's baking the cake? No, it's true. And it scares the hell out of young lawyers and older lawyers that thinking, what are we going to have?
Yeah. There's so many professions where the only way you learn is through experience. And if you're denied that experience, then where's that profession going to go? Down the bowl.
It's true. And it's a little scary. It's a little intimidating. One of my relatives who's a teacher, I use it to roast my middle school students who never want to do classwork and only care about free time and TikTok. And he puts in this note to TikTok, for Chat GPT, and asks for a roast. In other words, let me make fun of my middle school students. And here's what comes back. Your middle school students act like they're allergic to effort. Ask them to pick up a pencil and suddenly it's life or death. Wow. But the second someone mentions free time, they're sprinting like it's the Olympics. These kids think TikTok dances are a valid career path. This is good. And they've mastered the art of doing absolutely nothing while looking just busy enough to avoid eye contact. They complain that class is boring while staring at a cracked phone screen. Wow. Watching the same 5-second video or someone lip syncing for the 50th time. At this point, the only thing they're truly committed to is dodging responsibility and perfecting the art of pretending they didn't hear you say, take out your notebook. That's AI. That's excellent stuff. Thanks, Brother Ryan.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Man, the folks at Coit, whoo, they crushed it at our house. You know those annoying stains from pets? You know the spaghetti sauce? Gone. Coit crushed it. Right now, Amazing specials from Coit. 50% off drapes. 40% off everything else Coit does. Amazing service, amazing pricing, amazing company. 50% off drapes, 40% off everything else. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
80 with overcast skies at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. There is new information about the gunman in last night's deadly mass shooting in Manhattan. New York Mayor Eric Adams confirms 27-year-old Shane Tamura left behind a note blaming his mental health history on CTE, a brain injury linked to playing contact sports. Mayor Adams told CBS Mornings Tamura was targeting the National Football League's offices.
From our preliminary investigation, he took the wrong elevator bank up to the NFL headquarters.
And that elevator took Tamura to the 33rd floor, more than 20 floors above league offices. Tamura, who once played high school football, killed 4 people and critically wounded another before taking his own life in that Park Avenue office tower. One person was wounded in an overnight shooting in the city of Washington. This happened in the area of East Hallam and Ridge Avenues around 1:30 a.m. The victim was taken to a hospital, condition unknown, and City of Washington police are investigating. Members of the State Game Commission gave their approval to Sunday hunting for 10 additional days this year. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
The Pennsylvania Game Commission announced that beginning September 14th and through the second Sunday in firearms deer season, all Sundays that fall within established hunting seasons will be included as part of those seasons and open to hunting. State Representative Mandy Steele, who authored the bill that was signed into law earlier this month, says this is just the beginning, and she looks forward to the years when Sunday hunting is fully incorporated into hunting season. No Sundays will be added to the 2025-26 migratory game bird seasons because those seasons are set through federal frameworks, and adding any Sundays at this time would result in a loss of hunting days next year. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 191 points at 44,646. The Nasdaq is down 68 points. The S&P down 16 now. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Tim Neff.
Army Private First Class Lawrence Gherkin of Allegheny County was awarded the Silver Star Medal for gallantry in action in the Republic of Vietnam on the 27th of April 1967. Private Gherkin was providing security for the battalion's fire support base. Prior to dusk, the post came under intense enemy fire. Private Gherkin charged directly toward the enemy positions, deliberately exposing himself to fire in order to aid his comrades. Upon reaching the wounded men, he applied first aid and attempted to get his comrades back to safety when he noticed that his sergeant was pinned down by enemy fire. Leaving the men momentarily, he fired protective fire, enabling the men to maneuver to safety. Then, with cover fire provided by his sergeant, he retrieved the wounded men.
For the perfect wedding up to 300, the magnificent ballroom and balcony is a truly unique setting to begin your new life together. For information, visit soldiersandsailorshall.org.
Punchki. Punchki are back. I love this. Oakmont Bakery, 15 mouth-watering Punchki flavors. Wow. Coming up here in the next week, Oakmont Bakery starts out with a massive Oakmont street sale. Love that. Saturday, July 26th. Check it out. The Punchki are back. Farkleberry cookies, cinnamon New Year's pretzels. Back for one weekend, 25th and 26th. The Punchki, the return of the Punchki. Oakmont Bakery.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Levin Furniture and Mattress Stores. Buy more, save more sale. Going right now through Monday. The more you buy, the more you save. Check it out. From my friend Robert Levin and his staff. Up to 25% off. The entire store gets super low monthly payments with 0% interest for 60 months on select purchases of $19.99 or more. Shop at any Levin Furniture and Mattress Store today. Levin's incredible buy more, save more sale ends on Monday. Tell them Marty sent you. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up, my friend?
All right, Marty, what's up is we have the PennDOT cameras fired up down over the point and on ramps associated with the Fort Duquesne Bridge coming to and from downtown and the North Shore. Lots of lane restrictions there, especially if you are traveling toward the Fort Duquesne Bridge and heading over toward the North Shore Expressway. You have a lane restriction as crews are doing bridge inspection work during the daylight hours today. They could be there till about 3 p.m. and you are having heavy traffic as you come around the bend from the Parkway East. Also very congested heading over to the lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge from the Fort Duquesne Bridge and over toward the Parkway East in that area as well. Parkway West inbound stacks right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. Outbound Parkway East has the lineup beginning right around the Bates Street on-ramp before you make your way to the Squirrel Hill tunnels. That's about a mile and a half of delays there. AAA traffic, and I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory from noon today through 8 p.m. AccuWeather real field temperatures near 100 the next couple of afternoons. The rest of today will become partly sunny, hot and humid with a high of 90. Clear to partly cloudy and muggy tonight, though 73. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020.
What my man Jimbo said when he said we've turned into L.A. I think about what my man Jimbo said when he said we've turned into L.A. I think about the conversation we had yesterday about the North Side. Okay, they put all these beautiful restaurants in there. Folks invested millions of dollars, and the morons, and I mean that in the nicest way, made a decision to put up a center to help drug addicts. So they give out free syringes. So all the drug addicts come to the North Side now and get free syringes and overdose in the alleyways, and no one goes to the coffee shops or the restaurant. So that's a crapshoot over there. Then the trails and the tents and the homeless folks. Then the 2nd Avenue shelter. Then the heart of downtown. Smithfield, honestly, stabbings, beatings, shootings, you name it. And then Mount Washington, honestly. And this is where we're at. And then we have the South Side. We have this rash that nothing can fix except law and order. I want you to hear this. And I got Chupka on the line because I almost hate to call him because so much happens over there, but I love him, and he's a guy that tells the truth, and when this stuff happens, it irritates me. This is a very violent hijacking on the South Side. Just happened this morning. 8:30 this morning, folks, on your way to work. Listen.
3 units, I can see a complaint at Sydney Street and South 21st. Caller stating his vehicle was just stolen. White 2024 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. No plate given. 315 hour, we can head that way. Stay safe. I'm at a medics on. He's requesting them because he apparently was holding onto the car door and was dragged for about 100 feet or 100 yards, something like that. All right, yeah, 100 feet.
Wow. You hearing this?
3 units, I can see a complaint that shouldn't.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's scary as hell. And this happens all the time, man. I mean, what are we doing? And this is the South Side. We're
Complaint at Sydney Street and South 21st. Caller stating his vehicle was just stolen. White 2024 Chevy Silverado.
violent.
No plate given.
315 hour, we can head that way.
Stay safe. I'm at medics on. He's requesting them because he apparently was holding onto the car door and was dragged for about 100 feet
Wow.
or 100 yards, something like that.
Wow.
Right, yeah, 100 feet.
Wow. And then here's the end of it.
RTCC, that vehicle that's hit burned at Bousman, 822.
Copy. Is there a unit close to Vernon Bousman that head that way?
34, I'm in a route for person.
Receive.
38, FT to disregard. You can put me on a carjacking call.
Receive.
4283 to RTCC. Hey, there should be a white Chevy truck going towards Zone 3 station right now. We just saw it flying from through the back alleys through Ibis. He didn't pull over. If you guys can get the plate for...
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, this is amazing. This is live. And this is happening on the South Side with the world watching, trying to go to damn work. Rich Chupka. This stuff gets so damn annoying, does it not, sir?
Yeah, we've been dealing with this for 5 years, Marty. There's no relief in sight.
Well, man, this is 8:30 in the morning. These are people trying to go to friggin' work. A guy gets dragged 100 yards in his car? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and last week we had that foot pursuit with a guy with two guns on 22nd Street right by Ormsby Park.
I have that too. And I play the sound because it's compelling as hell. It kind of makes a point that, number one, that this stuff happens almost daily now. And number two, you can talk smack on the cops all you want, but they kick ass. They arrested someone in this carjacking already. They do their damn job, don't they, Rich?
Oh, yes. I mean, the police, they're doing their job, but they're undermanned.
Right on.
And because they're undermanned, because the administration hasn't hired anybody for 4 years, they're all in jeopardy because there's less people on the streets for help. You know, it's terrible.
And this mayhem isn't just isolated to your neighborhood, unfortunately. You heard me talking about the north side. You heard Annie told him to hell with you. I don't want your help. You believe that, don't you? I do.
Oh, I know for a fact.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, Gainey, he hired 200 people in public works.
He did.
$2 million worth of bureaucrats, plastic bag inspectors. You know, we have all these people, but the people that we need the most, the police, he doesn't hire. And it's costing us millions and millions of dollars, especially $600 million for downtown Pittsburgh, because they ruined it in 4 years.
I get annoyed when they tell me the South Side's better. Where the hell they looking, brother? Come on, man.
They're lying.
They're lying.
They're
lying.
They send these surveys out.
They do.
You know, I can't believe that they're actually asking. You know, what's your perception of Southside? What's the public safety? You know, grading on 1 to 10 of Southside.
Come on, my man.
You know,
come on,
like
my man.
this.
You know what that was. They asked you 19 times if you're willing to pay for additional security. They want you to write a check to pay for the cops that are already there and to pay for more cops to come in there. Do they not, sir?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we pay city taxes.
Yep.
We pay county taxes.
Yep.
We pay the alcohol tax.
Right.
We pay the Bruce Cross parking enhancement tax. That's
Yes.
supposed to be for public safety. And now they want another tax.
They do.
You know, duplication. They love duplication of
They
services,
do.
Marty.
They're jagoffs, honestly. It makes me sick. It annoys me to no end. Hey, before I let you go, so I'm hearing there's a random plan to just shut it down over there on weekends, on Saturday nights. What is that plan, and is it going to happen?
Well, they've been saying that for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. I don't even know. They haven't been able to get the resources together for to do the shutdown.
I see.
And what they shouldn't do it because they did it 2 years ago and it didn't work. You know, we had a guy drive into someone's living room because they were detouring all the traffic off of East Carson into the residential area.
They want to shut down a bridge too?
Yeah, they want to control the traffic, put everybody off of Hot Metal Bridge, Birmingham Bridge, and 10th Street Bridge.
Wow.
And the simple solution to all this is police. Let them do their jobs. We've been saying it for 5 years. They've tried everything but let the police do their jobs. You know, they brought in movie cameras, movie lights to light up the place. They put wooden barricades around everywhere. You know, it's ridiculous all the stupidity they do.
Did you hear this morning at 8:30? Did you hear this screaming with the cop cars and everything, with the carjacking?
No, I didn't hear it live, but I heard it on your show, Marty.
Frightening. Thanks, brother. Truth to power, my man.
Okay, Marty, thank you.
Rich Chipka, the man. Right. I never get tired of the truth. He's right. And we're going to continue talking about it until they fix it. Man, you get a carjacking at 8:30 in the morning? A guy getting dragged 100 yards? Are you kidding me? Cops got him. Good for them. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is lots and lots of slow traffic as you're trying to round the point in a couple of different directions here. So, yeah, we're talking about the Portal Bridge, the bridge that connects the Fort Duquesne and Fort Pitt bridges. In both directions, you're finding sluggish traffic at this hour, kind of heading over Point State Park, if you will. So delays on the Parkway East City side coming inbound in that bathtub section of the city. It can be slow at times as you head either up to the Fort Duquesne Bridge, and then delays continue across the Fort Duquesne Bridge and around the bend as you're trying to make your way toward Route 28. That's because of lane restrictions due to bridge inspectors who are working there. Also sluggish traffic coming in the other direction heading toward the Fort Pitt Bridge. Fort Pitt Bridge and tunnels outbound moving well once you get past all of that bottleneck. The inbound ride on the Parkway West slows right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Summer's in Pittsburgh, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
After having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
And right now you can get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield and recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, We provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanger.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Thank God we have aggressive cops in this town that don't really care about the rhetoric or the politics or the fact that they're not paid enough or the fact that they're ordered to work overtime. They just kick ass. I wanted to play this clip. This is the end result of the cops doing their job. Remember, car hijack, 8:30 this morning. This is the ending. Listen.
3 units, I can see a complaint at Sydney Street and South 21st. Caller stating his vehicle was just stolen. White 2024 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. No plate given.
315 we can head that way.
They're safe. I'm adding medics on. He's requesting them because he apparently was holding onto the car door and was dragged.
Okay, that's the first one. Let's play the second one. Thank you. This is when they make the arrest. Thanks, Aaron. It's fascinating. Listen to this, folks. It's wild.
RTCC, that vehicle just hit burned at Bowsman, 822.
Copy. Is there a unit close to burned in Bowsman that head that way?
34, I'm in around from Carson.
Very safe.
Very able. Ask you to disregard. You can put me on a carjacking call.
Very safe.
4283 to RTCC. Hey, there should be a white Chevy truck going towards Zone 3 station right now. We just saw it flying from through the back alleys through Ibis. He didn't pull over. If you guys can get the plate for us, we'll try to cite it, or I'm guessing he just did a hit and run. We're going to be getting in about the next half hour.
Right from Arlington on to Warrenton. He's going up Warrenton, past the station, towards bottom of the hill.
83, that sounds like him. If we can get a plate from a plate reader, just for whatever he did, I'm sure we're all going to get a report about it one way or the other within the next hour.
He just went down Warrenton towards Mount Oliver Street. Black male with a blue multicolor hoodie.
83, that sounds like the stolen vehicle we just had in Southside.
83, that makes sense. We aren't in pursuit or anything. We just saw him flying on our way to court. Tried to pull him over. He kept fleeing.
Received. If any of the 80s of the officers do try to pull him over, just to advise the owner of the vehicle said there were 2 firearms in the vehicle when it was stolen. Use caution.
I got one at gunpoint here.
Location.
St. Martin Street near Mount Oliver Street. One at gunpoint, send me some backup.
Units Martin and Mount Oliver.
83, is he on Mount Oliver Street or 18th Street?
Sound like he said Martin and Mount Oliver. St. Martin, East Warrenton. Are you in pursuit?
The vehicle stopping at the driver at gunpoint.
Copy. Units to St. Martin and East Warrenton.
15 we're coming up 18th. What's the location again?
St. Martin, East Warrenton.
Wow. That's real life, man. They arrested him. So I love cops. I just do. What they did. Honey, what'd you do today? Had a guy at gunpoint. Dragged a guy 100 yards in a car. So this whole notion, because they don't get paid and they don't, and they get abused and they do, to add that up and say they don't care is a bald-faced lie. They care, man. Those guys and women would take a bullet over this. They would. It's why I love them, man, and why it's ignorant to imagine a mayor that can't sit down and figure out how to pay these men and women so they don't leave. It's a hell of a job. I just couldn't do it. I just don't have the courage. I just don't. I just don't have the will. And I don't have the tolerance and patience for the abuse they take, and they do this stuff, and guy's a dangerous man in a car, try to kill a couple people, and they don't care. They're just cops. They do their job, and they go and have lunch. It's amazing. Dale, go ahead.
Yeah, I see we're getting close to the noon hour here.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, to have a peaceful solution to this, looking into my crystal ball, I believe O'Connor will win this election, and he needs to make Tony Moreno chief of police.
No, dumbest idea I ever heard all day. I'm not saying you're dumb. But no. Not only no, but hell no. Sorry. Ask some of Tony's former partners what they would think about that idea. Or any cop that's worked with him, what they would think about that idea, sir. With all due respect to you and Tony and your opinion. But no, it ain't happening. I know who the new chief will be, and he ain't going to be that. No. No way. No how. What we do need to do is have a mayor that believes in... By the way, what a reach, my man. You think Corey's going to win? Whoa, there's a gamble. By the way, here's the bottom line. The new mayor has to figure out a way to believe in one thing in this town, law and order. That's it. It starts there, beginning, middle, and end. Until I can say that I'm going to move my family downtown and my kids can play soccer in the street at 10 o'clock at night, Pittsburgh will not be the town where people want to live, work, or play. Nor will the South Side be, nor will the North Side, nor will... could you ever imagine? It was kind of hip and cool to live in Mount Washington when I was living there. You were like a big shot. Not no more. You got drug dealers up there. You got car thieves. You got burglars. You got these punks doing these ridiculous burnouts in the middle of the street, scaring the hell out of people. It's all the same thing. Lack of law and order. And no one leading the troops. Fact. Got to have law and order or we lose Pittsburgh and become L.A. East. Sickening.
Is your car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs? Ox gets it fixed? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-240-1465. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-240-1465. 800-240-1465. Or go to oxcarcare.com.
Do you consider someone in our Pittsburgh area a hero? A hero can be your neighbor, a teacher, a church leader, or even your parent. Someone who has done something extraordinary. Once again, KDKA Radio needs your help as we honor 5 local heroes in our community. Nominate your hero for Larry Richards' Hometown Heroes event at kdkaradio.com.
Woman came to me with a debilitating medical condition. Debilitating. Folks, lost her hand due to a medical mistake. No one would help her except John Perry at Perry Calder Law. And they have doctors on staff. I'm telling you, folks, the big hospitals, the big companies, they're all afraid of Perry Calder because they win. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200.
Hey everybody, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. You know, 90th anniversaries are super special. That's why AARP Pennsylvania is celebrating 90 years for Social Security. And they're doing it with ice cream. Now, there are 3 events in the greater Pittsburgh area where you can join in the fun. But registration is required to get your favorite scoop of your favorite ice cream. And you'll learn more about AARP and the fight to strengthen and protect Social Security. You can register at aarp.org/local.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
82 with cloudy skies at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Police say the 27-year-old gunman who killed 4 people at a Manhattan office building left a note claiming he suffered from CTE, a degenerative brain disease among people with repeated head trauma, including athletes in contact sports. New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
He appeared to have blamed the NFL for his injury. The NFL headquarters is located in the building at 345 Park Avenue.
And the mayor says Shane Tamura wanted to reach the league's offices, but he took the wrong elevator. He played high school football, but not in college or professionally, and had a history of mental illness. One of the notes left by the shooter refers to former Steelers player Terry Long, who was diagnosed with CTE after his suicide. The New York Post also reveals another note refers to several prominent neuroscientists, including Dr. Bennett Omalu, who was first to discover and publish findings on CTE and NFL players while he was working at the Allegheny County Coroner's Office. The driver in a fatal collision last year in Dormont has been sentenced in federal court on immigration charges. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has more.
26-year-old Saul Ramirez Rivera pleaded guilty in federal court on Monday to charges he had illegally re-entered the United States. Ramirez Rivera is now sentenced to 14 months behind bars for that conviction. It's on top of the sentence of 2 to 4 years in prison he received earlier this year when he entered a guilty plea to homicide by vehicle, driving without a license, and other charges in the September 2024 hit and run that took the life of 23-year-old motorcyclist Christian Sluka. Prosecutors say Ramirez Rivera had been deported in February of 2019 after he'd been convicted in Arizona of illegal entry. After serving this additional sentence, he'll be returned to immigration to be deported yet again. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
3 people trapped inside a burning building in Midland Borough, Beaver County, were rescued early this morning. The flames broke out around 3 a.m. at the building in the 800 block of Midland Avenue. Hours later, flames were still burning. Part of the roof appears to have collapsed there. A toddler who drowned in a neighbor's pool last night in Stowe Township has been identified. Allegheny County Police say 911 was called around 7 p.m. after 2-year-old Micaiah Worthy was found in a pool in the 1100 block of 12th Street. First responders arrived to find residents performing CPR. The girl was then taken to a nearby hospital and pronounced dead. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 204 points at 44,634. The Nasdaq is down 22 points. The S&P is down about 9. KDKA Sports, the Pirates and Giants are playing the second of 3 games tonight, and Bailey Falter gets the start for Pittsburgh. When the Steelers practice in this afternoon's steamy weather, the conditions will be even more challenging. News Radio KDKA's Jeff Hathorn explains.
The Steelers went through 4 acclimation practices, which means they practiced in only shorts and jerseys. Today at St. Vincent College, the Steelers put on the full pads for the first time since the playoff loss to Baltimore. Head coach Mike Tomlin.
There's no doubt, man. They're like racehorses. That's just the next step in this thing. And they're ready.
Practice starts at 1:55. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. 82 now, mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh, and the AccuWeather forecast is next.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text Firm 66 to 32 32 32. FIRM 66 to 32 32 32. Firm 66 to 32 32 32. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
July is National Carpet Cleaning Month, and Zero Res is fired up and going to give you a deal. Offering a purchase of 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, get 1 free, plus $50 off air duct services, too. We had a bunch of family over for a picnic. What a mess, all the kids, 8 little kids under the age of 9. I don't need to tell you the damage that can be done in a hurry. You need the experts to clean up. Vacuuming is not sufficient. You need Zero Res, and it's not just carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, and those air ducts. So important. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with over 10,000 reviews. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResPGH.com or call 412-701-1188. Ask for the KDKA special. Take advantage of this opportunity now. Zero Res. 412-701-1188. Spell it backward or forward. It spells the same. Zero Res.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory from noon today through 8 p.m. AccuWeather real field temperatures near 100 the next couple of afternoons. The rest of today will become partly sunny, hot and humid with a high of 90. Clear to partly cloudy and muggy tonight, though 73. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tune in to KDKA Radio every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for On the Money with Secure Money Advisors. Brian Caranta has tips that will make sure your retirement and income plan is ready to help provide you with a comfortable, secure retirement.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh. Did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chevy.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So we're at an inflection point in America. I'm going to go a little deep on you. I met 3 young couples, because there were a lot of graduation parties we went to. 4 young couples. They were getting married and moving in with their parents. Who the hell does that? I would never do that. I'd live in a friggin' tent. I love my family, but they don't love me enough. And I ain't going in their basement. I'm too old. And even when I was in my 20s, I wouldn't have done that. When my parents got married, were they 19 or 20? I can't remember, but they bought our first house on Noble Street in Groovy Side, Shady Side, for $7,000. It's a fact. $7,000. Everybody had a house. Everyone. Now no one does. Now I'm exaggerating to make a point. Thus a point about the inflection point of real estate prices. This is shocking. And that's why I always call Dennis with Howard Hanna, because he's very intelligent, very young, has big ideas, and never, ever, ever glosses over the facts. And always presents a way for you to get into a house. So I love him. But this inflection point is this. Home sales plunged about 14% in May, which is bad. This is usually when they sell the hell out of homes across the country. And the median price, drum roll please, for a home in America, $447,000. That is ignorant. It's just ignorant. There are folks to pay. Well, I got Dennis here. Dennis, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, Marty. Always a pleasure to come on. Thank you.
I love him because he loves real estate. I love him because he's from an amazing family. I love him because he gives a damn and because they're the best in the business. Dennis Sestra with Howard Hanna. $447,000.
To be a part of my hype crew here.
Medium price of a home. I got to make, so that I have a little extra money for a car and a vacation, I got to make $220,000 plus, which takes about half of America out of the opportunity to buy homes. Back to my point, I'm constantly running into couples that say, I'm living in my mom's basement. We have a 5 million home shortage in the country. My man, rub your crystal ball. Tell me the truth, brother. How do we get out of this?
Well, we got to have a lot of building. We talk about that all the time, right? We got to have a lot of building, a lot of entitlement reform. But, we are in a great pocket here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Our average home sale is about $100,000, about $125,000 less than the national average.
It is.
It is still more affordable in Western PA to buy a house than it is to rent.
Hold on. They got that distinction a week ago. Only like 5 cities where that's true, right?
We still have that. Now, one thing you always ask me about is like, hey, where in Pittsburgh, greater Pittsburgh, can you find a house for a first-time home buyer? And they're out there. They're out there. I was in Forest Hills yesterday. I was at a great house that was just redone for $197,000. It's on the market.
Whoa.
I was looking while I was out there, drove by a great listing we have in Churchill, $236,000, relatively updated inside, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
Oh,
they're out there. You might not find, a house for $7,000 in Shadyside like your parents did, but homes are out there, especially from that starter level. You just have to be ready to go.
I love hearing
as soon as they come on the market, you got to be ready to go.
Wow. And you have to hire the right person, because you have to have someone. You can't just give up and say, to hell with it, I can't afford this, right?
You need to be pre-approved ahead of time. You need to start that conversation on financing with your agent, with a loan officer, because there's a lot of creative programs out there, not just for first-time home buyers, but from first-time sellers too. I mean, advanced equity programs for some folks that are locked in at low interest rates. They can use all that equity that they've built up over the last 5, 10, whatever years it is, to make up that difference, put it in a down payment. If their interest rate is going to be different than what they were, 5 years ago, but their purchasing power, might be relatively the same from all the equity they've accrued.
So my big conundrum with this is, what the hell do we do with the middle class? How do we get young people to buy into, you can afford this? How do we make them convinced that they can have the American dream, rather than giving up and saying, to hell with it, I'm going to live with mom and dad in their basement? What do you tell them, Dennis?
It's interesting. When I graduated college, we were coming out of the recession, right?
Yep.
And right around 2010, and nobody wanted to buy a house at that time. There were houses out there. Nobody wanted to buy them. We should have bought all of them, because they probably more than quadrupled in price. But you need to take your time and come up with a plan. It might not happen overnight. You graduate from college, you might not buy a house the next day, but you need to come up with a plan. You can start working with an agent at that point. It might be a year, it might be 2 years. Heck, we work with people for 5+ years before they buy that house.
Whoa.
But just like anything in life, you got to have a strategy around it.
No, it's true.
And you got to be willing to open up and broaden your horizons, more than just one neighborhood.
You can't just say, this sucks, let's live with mom. You can't, right?
100%. Yeah, 100%. You want to get out of your mom's house. You don't want to be living in you don't want to be living in your parents' house.
So a guy just sent me a note. He sold a house in what you're saying is true, Millville, $242,000. So I love what you're saying today. So, yeah, the American dream is kind of out of reach for a lot of Americans. However, if you spend time at it and search hard enough, it's accessible, sir, right?
Yeah, and 15 years ago, we needed, walkability was a huge thing. Not that it isn't now today, but we are so much more connected, whether it's like ride share programs, different things like that. You can buy a place in Millville and be over in Lawrenceville in 5 minutes.
No, it's true. It's true.
You don't have to be right there. You don't have to be right there. There actually is some inventory there in Lawrenceville, but you don't have to be right there. You can be in a different neighborhood and still have that connection back to that market that maybe you rented in before. You rented a little apartment in, and now you want to buy your own house. You can do those kind of things. And we see, Marty, more and more people doing that, having that pragmatic approach to home buying, which I think is really important for young people in today's day and age.
Dennis Sestra, Howard Hanna. Here's my thing, man. And I've talked to you about this a lot. A lot of people are just sitting on their butt. I ain't selling, because if I sell, I got to buy another house that's kind of the same, and then I got to finance it at 7%. There's no way in hell we're going to get interest rates down to 3%, which is what we have on our house, in the next year. It's just not happening. So if you want a house, you better start looking at these rates. Fair question, right?
100%. And interest rates where they are right now. I don't mean to say this in a negative way or like an obtuse way. We have, the economy is fairly solid right now, and interest rates are indicative of that. Like, they're at a healthy number. Would it be great if they went down in the 5s? Yeah, that changes people's purchasing power as well. But right now, interest rates where they are right now, it's sort of indicative of a fairly strong economy.
It is.
And consumer confidence in the economy. When you see those artificially low rates, there's something happening, whether it's the pandemic or whatever else. So there are ways around that, though. There are rate buy downs that you can do. There are some, really innovative financial products to be able to help get you, if that's what you want to do, to be able to lower your interest rate.
But my man, you got to give me this. It's unbelievable to me that the median price of a home in this country is now at $450,000. That's a sick number. Is it not, sir?
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it like, hey, that's high, or you could look at it as home buying is a great investment. And
yeah, if you're in, bro.
And we're told,
yeah.
People that were bought and we're told, hey, like, buy this house and it's going to appreciate. And they saw maybe 1%, 2% across the United States for a few years. Now their investment, that opportunity that they seized on is now paying off.
Find the right guy.
Want to move up?
Find the right guy. Someone like Dennis, because I'm telling you right now, he does not give up. And they aim to please, and they do it the right way. And it's a tough marketplace, but you got to be diligent and fight and not say to hell with it, I'm living with mom, because mom's going to get irritated, even though mom's wonderful.
Mom should charge you rent.
She should, especially me, man. I'm a rash, Dennis. My man, thanks, brother. You're the best.
Thanks, Marty. Thanks for having me.
He gives us hope. There are homes out there. My man just sent me this note. Homes in Millvale in the 200s. And same thing what Dennis just said. It's there's opportunity, but you gotta look, and you gotta look hard. But he named two choices: Forest Hills, Churchill, very affordable. Don't give up, folks. Don't.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-770-0850. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance to buy $1 million of affordable term life for you. All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-770-0850. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-770-0850. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-770-0850. 800-770-0850.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
NASCO Roofing has done work on everyone in my family's house. My sister, my brother, our house. They have done work on every single one of their homes and my home, and unbelievable work. Lifetime guarantee. Amazing work ethic. Amazing pricing. NASCO Roofing. NASCO. 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Do you have experience working on Class 8 heavy-duty trucks? Consider a career with PGT Trucking Maintenance. PGT is now hiring experienced diesel fuel mechanics in Midland and Blairsville, PA. Support the fleet by helping to maintain PGT's late model equipment, including International and Peterbilt tractors. Technicians should be able to complete a preventative maintenance inspection. Experience in the trucking industry is preferred. Call 1-800-TEAM-PGT or apply online at pgttrucking.com/work.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanities decay, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Baths R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 412-556-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Selling a home doesn't have to be time-consuming or stressful. It should be fair, honest, and fast. Ryan Shalava here with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. My team and I will buy your home with cash in its current condition and close on the day you choose. Call 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com to get a cash offer today.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Former Delta Force operator Tyler Gray challenges medical assumptions about PTSD in his new book, Forged in Chaos. And he seeks to reveal a similar life pattern among many combat vets that he experienced firsthand.
My childhood was absolutely chaotic. You know, my dad was an alcoholic. He was gone all the time. You know, I spent majority of my childhood alone by myself. I was picked on constantly. You know, I grew up in an area that was rough. That's when I realized, like, why is no one talking about this? Why do we all have this same chaotic baseline that's just being ignored?
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Tough. The American dream. Owning a house, everybody wants that. And I use the example of my parents because when my parents, my daughters are confounded by the fact that my parents got married so young. That was kind of the thing, man. You fell in love at 17, you got married at 19. My father went to the Navy, they came back, they started having kids, and the rest is the rest. And they bought their first house on Noble Street in Groovy Side for $7,000. That house right now on Noble Street in Groovy Side, where I grew up, is $500,000. I'm not exaggerating. It's not that nice. I'm not picking on it, but we lived in this neighborhood right beside the railroad tracks that are still there. And it's kind of dumpy, and it kind of still is. But it's convenient to Shayside Hospital, and it's convenient to Walnut Street. And so what happened was my father hated the city. He hated the city because of crime issues. We had our house broken into several times. Sound familiar? Traffic issues, parking issues. My father got very active politically. It's why I'm so assertive sometimes in getting our street made one way so that fire trucks could fit down our street. Well, we're in a neighborhood of poor folks and mill workers. It's just the truth. And that neighborhood has now been transformed into yuppies that live in $600,000 homes that were $7,000. And my point is, and I ask Patrick to do this all the time because he's good at this, find me a house in Shadyside. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I can't afford to live in Shadyside. I'm not complaining. I have a hell of a life. Find me a house in Squirrel Hill. One of my closest friends, Jeff Cohen, lives in Squirrel Hill. He's like $450,000 and up. You can find some dumpy thing that needs completely gutted with no parking that's $350,000, but it's very hard to do. There are houses in Squirrel Hill that get on the market, and we look at this because I love Squirrel Hill, the restaurants and the multi-ethnicity of the area that cost $700,000, and they're gone in 3 days. And there are homes in Groovyside that are well over $1 million. It's crazy. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but all I'm telling you is, and that's why I love Dennis. If you want to buy a house and you're getting married, you're going to have to be flexible. Millvale, Forest Hills. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying it's a different kind of environment, man. Regent Square is really expensive. It's very nice, kind of yuppie-ish. But if you want to push out a little, you can get something cheaper. But I never believed I'd be telling people that the American dream, average median price for a home is $450,000 in America. That's just unattainable. And it's part of the Great Divide. And I love Dennis, and he's very successful. And Hottie Hannah's one of my favorite people of all time. And we are blessed to be in a beautiful house in an insane neighborhood in Mount Lebanon. But the truth is that most Americans, middle class, cannot afford the house they want right now. They can't get close. Patrick homes in his neighborhoods, they're $500,000 when back in the day they'd be $150,000, $175,000. It's just the truth. It's unattainable. But you can't give up. And you find someone good that you trust, and they'll find something for you. Might not be your dream home, but it might be the start of that dream. Don't quit, though.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, get 30, get 20, 20, 20, get 20, 20, get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month. So
give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Man, I love this. It's Marty. Good paying jobs. Not just any jobs. Jobs that can support your family. Great benefits. Opportunities for advancement. This is the Pennsylvania Laborers District Council, representing construction workers and public sector employees. Over 500,000 strong. I love them. Phil Amaris leads this great union. He's one of my boys. He's one of my favorite people on earth. I'm serious. Pennsylvania Laborers District Council. Check them out. laborpa.org. They're powerful. I'm telling you, I love them.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chevy.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hazy, hot, and humid, 85 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the gunman who killed 4 people at a Manhattan office building was trying to target NFL headquarters on floor 5 through 8, but took the wrong elevator and wound up on floor 33. Adams also says Shane Tamura left behind notes investigators have been examining.
The note alluded to that he felt he had CTE, a known brain injury for those who participate in contact sports.
Tamura played high school football but did not play in college or in the NFL. Police say he had a history of mental illness. One of the notes left by the shooter refers to former Steelers player Terry Long, who's diagnosed with CTE after a suicide. The New York Post also reveals another note refers to several prominent neuroscientists. One is Dr. Bennett Amalu, who was the first to discover the published findings in CTE in the NFL players while he was working at the Allegheny County Coroner's Office. People looking for a career change can take advantage of a tuition-free tech training program in Pittsburgh. This Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
The training offered by Perscolas combines professional development and hands-on instruction. Managing Director Gene Walker says the program offers boot camp-style training for jobs in IT support and cybersecurity.
We believe that opportunity is something that folks don't always have access to until they have training. And so our job is to make sure that folks are ready for the opportunities when they present themselves.
The program is for adults 18 and older, and Walker says about 60% of the learners are over 30. Candidates can learn more and apply for the free training at the Perscolas website.
A link is available at kdkradio.com. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 167 points, the NASDAQ down 49, the S&P 500 down 12 points. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
Don't let summer slip away. Your last-minute summer adventure at Deep Creek Lake is here. Upgrade your getaway to a luxury SWAC Vacations Lodge with its own private indoor pool, a hidden speakeasy, even a private lazy river. Book any 3-night stay before Labor Day. Get $500 off. That means more money for your family trip to Myrtle Beach, a luxury lodge in Deep Creek, a massive Outer Banks house with room for everyone, and many more great destinations. Visit swacvacations.com. Use code LAKE500. Claim your $500 discount.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Upside presents Locals Just Know. In Pittsburgh, there are things that you just know. Like on game day, you can wear whatever you want, as long as it's black or yellow.
Look, Mom, I dressed myself. That's great, honey, but it's game day, and you're wearing Eagle colors. Let's go swap that shirt.
Well, here's something not all Pittsburghers know yet. You can now earn Upside cash back at hundreds of nearby restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores. Even local favorites like Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get Go. The best part? With Upside, you can earn cash back on top of your credit or debit card rewards and loyalty programs like My Perks from Giant Eagle. Download the free Upside app, and soon you'll feel like every day is game day. For a limited time, get a 10% bonus on your first purchase with promo code PITT03. That's promo code PITT03 for an extra 10% cashback bonus. Upside. Cashback smarter. Offers vary by user and location. Terms and conditions apply. Go to upside.com for details.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A mix of sun and clouds for the rest of today. Trending sunnier as the afternoon wears on. It'll be hot and humid with a high of 90 and AccuWeather real field temperatures over 100. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, warm and sticky, though 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
If you're turning 65 this year, review your Medicare Part C options now. You need to know the difference between Advantage plans versus supplement plans. Contact locally owned and operated Need Part C today for a free consultation. That's Need Part C. Beat the annual enrollment rush. NeedPartC.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All right, here we go. Still hot. It's a Tuesday here. I'll be with you so much to talk about Colin Dunlap. 2 to 6 right here. KDKA.
I've been kind of waiting all day, actually, since last night to do this, because when I first saw this, I laughed. I almost threw up in my own mouth. I dropped a couple F-bombs alone. And then I dragged my wife into this, and I dragged Patrick's wife into it, because she's a guru and kind of a genius in the fashion industry. And so I find what's happening in America and our culture, and a lot of this is driven by social media, I admit that. One idiot does something stupid, and either they're famous or they're infamous over that idiotic thing. But what happened was this gorgeous actress, Sydney Sweeney, she cut this video for American Eagle jeans. Do we have the clip? Yeah. This is an American Eagle jeans commercial by this Sydney Sweeney. Gorgeous actress, by the way. Actually pretty good actress, too. Go ahead.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney, Hasbro jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
She's gorgeous. She looks sexy in the jeans. We've been doing these sexy lingerie jean spots for 60 years. Brooke Shields. Come on, man. Victoria's Secret. Come on, man. What happened was America got woke, and so they decided that beautiful white women were irrelevant. This is just true. I'm just going to tell you the truth. And so they yanked them out of all their commercials, and they put in different people, which is cool. I'm cool with all of it, man. I really don't pay much attention to that stuff, but it became prevalent in America. Let's find the oddities in life and put them in our commercials for candy or cars or fashion. And so the pendulum in life swings, folks. It's called ebb and flow. So we're ebbing right now. We're ebbing back to like more, what would you say, a little right of center, a little more conservative, a little more, let's put the sexy girl in the jean ads rather than the obese girl with rings through her nose. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or hateful. I'm just telling you, this company's trying a new approach. By the way, Patrick knows fashion because his wife is a big shot. How is American Eagle doing? You usually know this stuff.
They're doing really well right now.
Are they?
Yeah, I think that's also why they're a target right now.
They've had ups and downs.
Yeah, but they're doing really strong right now.
Okay. So play the ad one more time. This is Sydney Sweeney, and she's in these jeans, and she shows her boobs a little bit, but not a lot. And she's trying to be sexy, which she already is. Play it one more time, please, Aaron. Thank you.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney.
She has
it. Very keen.
You see what I did there, right? I'm not here to tell you.
There you go. So, that's that. I saw, Patrick, it's not anything that we haven't seen for 30 years at least.
No.
In car, food, swimwear.
Men's clothing, women's clothing. There's a spokesperson.
Like the guys, the cologne
model.
guys with the ripped abs swimming towards an intersection in the water, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Fast food places do this.
Right on.
Anything and everything under the sun.
Sexy, vulgar, whatever. It's just an ad.
A pretty girl selling jeans.
But the blowback had us, we were laughing hysterically. It made me angry because this is where we're at in America, because now the woke folks are disgusted with this young lady. Listen to this. This is real. Listen.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Huh? That's not AI, man. You got to play it again. This is real. This is some young lady who's got issues. Listen, this is real. This went viral 100x times. Listen.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes.
Yeah.
Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
She needs Jesus, man. She needs adult counseling. She needs to be drug tested. Someone played dumb because I'm stupid. What did I miss? And I'm telling you, folks, I wouldn't even be using this if people didn't go berserk. Like, the woke are woke. They're saying that she's a Nazi. I can't understand how that young lady with the nose rings decided that this was Nazi propaganda. You know. By the way, this Sydney Sweeney is so hot right now. She's literally selling this bath water that she says she bathed in, which is kind of gnarly and gross, but it's must be Nazi propaganda bath water. Look, it's a free market. It's a democracy. You can say what you want. You can do what you want. But this is where we're at on social media, and this is where we're at in America as a culture. I have 2 teenage daughters, and one of them doesn't like Sydney Sweeney because they think she exploits her own body to make money. I don't care. It's kind of the way the world spins. And the other one likes her, thinks, yeah, she's kind of cute, and I like those jeans. But my daughters are both 4.0 students, and my sophomore at Pitt daughter is a 4.0 at Pitt. And my point is they're not dummies. And I said, help me, girls. Help your daddy, because I'm an idiot. I never had a 3.0. How in the world is this Nazi propaganda? I don't get it. And I'm telling you, Patrick, you saw some of the social people piled on. They jumped on and agreed with the angry woman. They went off on this actress.
Oh, they completely went off. But
they hate her.
In the comments, people are going right back at them.
Yeah.
It's a vicious circle where they're all going after each other.
But it's all one big lie, one big crock of crap.
Yeah, it's all made up nonsense garbage.
And this is what we've decided is a cause celeb in America today. What it will do is sell the crap out of these jeans. What I worry about is the young woman who said that she's a Nazi, this girl's a Nazi, because I worry about her life. I honestly do. She's young, look like early 20s, maybe not even that. She's angry as hell. Angry as hell. And decides that this is the fight she wants to fight. Not for aid to Gaza, where kids are starving. Not to fight crime in Pittsburgh or any other city. Nah, not to help kids who can't get through the second grade because they can't read already in the 5th grade and 6th grade and they flunk out and half their parents are dead. No. Not the fentanyl crisis. No. Not the zombie drug crisis. No. Not homelessness. No. Not mental illness. Play it one more time, please, Aaron. This is what she's concerned about. Genes and their impact.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not. But it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Where's she in school, man? I want to drop out of that school. Someone taught her something wrong about what Nazism is and what propaganda is. And I guess she's trying to make the connection between blonde hairs and blue eyes, I guess. But I thought we crossed that bridge years ago, that everybody who has blonde hair and blue eyes is not a Nazi. But what's happened in America is we have these little pockets of madness. And that woman who made that comment is now a social media star, whether she likes it or not, because people are threatening her now. It's scary.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-355-8282. That's 800-355-8282. Again, that's 800-355-8282.
I got these windows in my house that need replaced. And you want to talk about timing? Huh? You got spring here. You got this insanely cool window company, Universal Windows Direct. And this is their home improvement season. What's that mean? Great windows, great product, great service, great pricing. How about this? 50% off your windows right now, half off. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. So, what do? 412-545-6003. I'm doing it. And you get no interest and no payments for 12 months, which is spectacular. A whole year. And a free entry door with your window purchase. Universal Windows Direct. 412-545-6003. Universal Windows Direct. Love them.
If your car has a broken piece of glass, bring your car to Ryan's Auto Glass. So quit your whining and crying. Call 1-800-GET-RYAN. Bring your car to Ryan'sAutoGlass.com.
7 races, 7 dogs, and KDKA Radio. Colin Dunlap takes his show on the road in support of the Wiener 100 race at EQT Park as part of the Bark in the Park night on August 19th before the Wild Things game. Find out if your wiener dog is eligible to race by clicking on the events page at KDKARadio.com. Hot dogs, baseball, the Wiener 100 race, and Colin Dunlap. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Contemplating retirement but worried you can't afford it because of high healthcare insurance costs? Dina Schmidt and her team at One Health Benefits will guide you on what's best for your retirement healthcare needs. One Health Benefits has been providing customized health benefit choices to retirees for over 2 decades. You'll probably be pleasantly surprised about the affordable options from One Health Benefits. Call today, 724-799-8873, or learn more at onehealthbenefits.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. China agreed to extend a tariff truce with the U.S. for another 90 days as trade talks with U.S. officials continued for a second day today in Sweden. The current truce was set to expire in less than 2 weeks. Consumer confidence this month moving a little higher, lessening worries about inflation. But boy, you wouldn't know that on Wall Street today. Stocks are now heading lower as job openings in June decreased and as the Federal Reserve kicks off a 2-day meeting on interest rates. Now, even though no change in rates is expected, stocks are lower. The Dow is down about 0.4%. The Nasdaq and the S&P, which both began the day at new record highs, are down about 0.25% each. And Apple now assembles a ton of its iPhones in China, in part to avoid U.S. tariffs, also to rely less on having so much of its operations in China. Well, now India has overtaken China as the top source of smartphones that are sold here in the U.S. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So I can't just leave you hanging on the insanity of our culture right now and the far left and how this young girl has lost her way. I'm going to tell you the connection they make. So what happens is there's kind of a double entendre here with Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and then on the billboards, they spell out G-E-N-E-S, okay? Great genes, get it? Genes, G-E-N-E-S. And then in another spot, Sweeney says genes are passed down from the parents to offspring, often determining traits like color, hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue. And then the voice says Cindy Sweeney has great genes. Get it? Get it? So what happens is then you get the wackos, the far left, saying, say, her genetic makeup makes her a Nazi. Woo! And American Eagle bought in, and they're part of this Nazi movement. And so now there's this viral debate by the woke brigade. And now they're saying it's a long history in the fashion business of celebrating white privilege. Oh. And an unintentional mirroring of fascist ideas. My God, I must be shallow. I got to tell you something, though. I got to tell you something, though. If you're in a place in your life where you sit down and you see that ad with that gorgeous girl modeling jeans and you think, honey, get in here. This here woman is a damn Nazi. If you're there, you need Jesus. If you somehow see these spots and think, yeah, that's fascist. Uh-huh, it sure is. No fashion, dear. No fascist. Oh, it's unbelievable. Sydney Sweeney's a long list of actresses who have put their bodies in a place that makes them famous. Pretty Woman come to mind. It's just Marilyn Monroe come to mind. Farrah Fawcett. I could spend months on this. And now they're saying that the money for the jeans goes to help a crisis text line, which is kind of cool. Mental health support. How about this? Many have said this is completely tone deaf. That you don't realize that she's exploiting herself by showing her bosoms, kind of, and her buttocks, kind of, which exploits women, yet they're donating money to a crisis hotline, which suggests they're tone deaf. Because any woman that shows her bosoms and her booty is being abused. Hello, how you doing? I haven't heard any statements from American Eagle, but their stock got jiggled around a little bit, downgraded a little bit. I'll be interested to know, how about this professor? Whoa. This professor. This is why these colleges need to be cleaned up. Concluded, the American Eagle advertisement is contributing to and reinforcing this kind of anti-immigrant, anti-people of color, pro-eugenic political movement. Man, I want that teacher. I would flunk that class. So this guy probably has a PhD, and somehow in this commercial with this pretty woman modeling jeans, he decided that, wow, it gets better. This is a professor of narrative medicine. What the hell is that? Daddy, I want to be a narrative medicine major. It's imbued with eugenic messaging. Thought that from the start, sir. Patrick, you got to hear this. Which has seen the forced sterilization and decrease of reproduction among undesirable communities. Whoa. Damn, that's some powerful genes.
What would they say if this was Sofia Vergara?
Oh. Or Chick-fil-A. That Chick-fil-A, that word chick is a reference to women, and it's the meaning. They got to change it. Yes, sir, we'll do that right away. I think we have found a new low point. Let's call that professor and ask him what he thinks. Oh, yeah. Racist. Yeah, sexist. Eugenics. Yeah. Sterilization. Anti-Nazi. Yeah. That's the whole thing in one barrel. Yeah, it's dangerous as hell. Don't buy them damn jeans.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text Firm 66 to 32 32 32. FIRM 66 to 32 32 32. Firm 66 to 32 32 32. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
U.S. Steel's new partnership with Nippon Steel
is generating an extra spark in our mills
and fresh energy in our minds.
As employees of U.S. Steel,
we'd like to thank the communities where we live and work for your support.
The partnership means better opportunities for our employees, more prosperity for our communities,
and more steel made right here in America.
Thank you for believing in the future of U.S. Steel.
A stronger America is made here.
Always.
Have a big tree down in our backyard behind the deck, so it's not a big problem. But I tell you what, when you reach out to Greater Pitt Tree Service, it's never a problem. Carlos is the man, the best in the business. Let me say this: trained professionals, insured, bonded, best equipment, unbelievable work ethic. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE, the best in the business.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Relentless Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 87 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. And by the supplemental Medicare solutions from Need Part C. Medicare can be confusing and doesn't have to be. Visit needpartc.com. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says the gunman who killed 4 people in a Manhattan office building was trying to target NFL headquarters on floors 5 through 8, but took the wrong elevator and wound up on 33. Adams also says Shane Tamura left behind notes investigators have been examining.
The note alluded to that he felt he had CTE, a known brain injury for those who participate in contact sports.
Tamura played high school football but did not play in college or in the NFL. Police say he had a history of mental illness. One of the notes left by the shooter refers to former Steelers player Terry Long, who was diagnosed with CTE after his suicide. The New York Post also reveals another note refers to several prominent neuroscientists. One is Dr. Bennett Amalu, who was first to discover the published findings on CTE in NFL players while he was working at Allegheny County Coroner's Office. The driver in a fatal accident in Dormont last year has been sentenced in federal court on immigration charges. We have more from News Radio KDK's David Bolorado.
26-year-old Saul Ramirez Rivera pleaded guilty in federal court on Monday to charges he had illegally re-entered the United States. Ramirez Rivera is now sentenced to 14 months behind bars for that conviction. It's on top of the sentence of 2 to 4 years in prison he received earlier this year when he entered a guilty plea to homicide by vehicle, driving without a license, and other charges in the September 2024 hit and run that took the life of 23-year-old motorcyclist Christian Sluka. Prosecutors say Ramirez Rivera had been deported in February of 2019 after he had been convicted in Arizona of illegal entry. After serving this additional sentence, he'll be returned to immigration to be deported yet again. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
3 people trapped inside a burning building in Midland Borough, Beaver County, were rescued by firefighters early this morning. The flames broke out around 3 a.m. at the building in the 800 block of Midland Avenue. Hours later, flames were still burning and part of the roof appears to have collapsed. As the Heinz History Center begins planning for an expansion in Pittsburgh's Strip District, kids will get free admission to the museum. News Radio KDK's Tamara Rush has more.
Heinz History Center President Andy Masick tells Larry Richard having free admission was one of the goals in the center's strategic planning for many years.
And we're talking kids age 17 and under can come to the History Center without paying admission beginning September 1st. That's when it's going to kick in.
Masick says the year-round free admission was made possible through an $11 million gift from philanthropists Daniel and Carol Kamen. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 140 points, the Nasdaq down 15, the S&P 500 is down 5. KDK Sports, a player the Steelers expect to solidify the offensive line, is returning from injury to practice today in Latrobe. News Radio KDK's Jeff Hathorn has more.
It's been nearly a year since his injury. Now 2024 first-round pick Troy Fautanu will put on pads as it's day one for the entire team to have a padded practice.
I'm excited. You know, there's a lot of banter going on between the offense and the defense right now. Things got a little rowdy, but, I mean, that's something that's normal. But I'm super excited just to finally be able to play real football because, like, as an offensive lineman, the worst thing is to play football in shorts and T-shirts.
With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
Pirates game 2 of a 3-game set in San Francisco tonight. First pitch, 9:45. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Time to call Blueberry Pharmacy today to save and stop paying too much at your pharmacy. Right now, it is cloudy and 87 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients, by their experience working with us, They joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-581-1414. That's 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414.
Automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. Puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh. Did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine. Earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Partly to mostly sunny, hot and humid for the rest of our Tuesday with a high of 90 and AccuWeather real field temperatures topping 100. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, warm and humid, low 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So this is a conundrum and complex and can't be resolved in the next 15 minutes on a talk show, but it's actually relevant as hell. My boy Andy Sheehan, who's the best reporter I know, does this piece on East Ohio Street, where I used to go to lunch every day, quite frankly. There was a deli over there. It was unbelievable. And it kind of went south, a lot of drunks, a lot of crime. And then there was this big push to revitalize. They rehabbed the storefronts. They did a lot. Brought in a bunch of hipster restaurants, really, really good food, really cool coffee shop, invested millions of dollars, okay? Then the city puts a outreach center right smack dab in the middle of it, which, quite frankly, Andy Sheehan laid out in this piece. And I got to grab my doc here in a second, but I want him to hear this Andy Sheehan piece first. Listen to what happened.
Business district on the rebound with Tony restaurants and shops. But owners say since the city opened this outreach center for the homeless, addicted, and mentally ill, there's been a surge of drug activity, thefts, and assaults.
Open drug use, open drug selling, just disorderly conduct.
Lauren Bradley and her husband renovated this building, turning it into an upscale espresso bar and shop. But she says all that street activity is keeping their customers away.
Lack in foot traffic, people feel unsafe. Financial hardship for a small business, it's been very hard to bear.
People are passed out on the street. We're often calling 911.
Confirms the city is now actively searching for another location, but says that's not as easy as it sounds.
We have to be strategic. Otherwise, all we do is move the problem around over and over again.
Like the decommissioning of homeless encampments, Schmidt says the city doesn't want to relocate the center, only to repeat the problem somewhere else. But the owners say they've had enough and want action now.
We need this to be shut down immediately.
You're not going to close it down immediately?
Not immediately. Like I said, we do have every intention of moving it to a different location. We're just asking for a little more time to find a good location so we're not just constantly moving it every 6 months or every
There
year.
is no such thing as a good location for these joints. That's what the business owners say. And all my friends in both the rehab business, the outreach business, the restaurant business say this is a horrible dynamic. But then big picture, what the hell are you supposed to do? And where do you put these centers? Or do you put them anywhere at all? I saw this piece and heard this piece and thought of the best addiction specialist doctor I've ever known in my life. And I mean that. Tom Brophy. Doc, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for the compliments.
No, man, it's true. This is the American horror story right now, is it not, sir? It really is. This is real life happening all over America, is it not?
All over. Every major city is dealing with this kind of problem, and it is a complex problem. It's not simple to navigate, and you have different opinions on different sides, and it's a it's a community problem.
My man, if I own that damn coffee shop, I don't want that damn outreach there, brother. And you've got an entrepreneur's mind. You know that's true, right?
That's right. I've been an entrepreneur for about 20 years now. I've had various types of business, and certainly, like anything that's going to, impact my customers, anything that's going to impact my numbers, is going to, be something that's problematic for me. And what? One of the things that these stories, they come up repeatedly, but one of the things that I've even discussed with you is like that there's hypocrisy on both sides of the aisle here. Now, I'm a very open-minded and empathetic individual, and so I can certainly empathize and relate to the business owners. However, those same business owners are often the ones that every time there is a problem like that in the community, they're like, hey, we need to do something about this problem. We need a place for these people to go. And while I do understand that this place being on the main drag is not ideal, on the city side, it's like they have to come up with solutions as well. However, if you're trying to revitalize a certain district or a certain street, it's not the best place, and they're certainly admitting that. But the flip side of that is you also need these treatment centers in locations that are easy to find, easy to access. And you got to remember, we're dealing with a demographic that not only do they not have vehicles and transportation themselves, but a lot of them can't even access public transportation, to put it at a site that's, a half a mile outside of town or anything like that. However, North Side it's a big area, right? And I mean, my wife works in real estate. Now, this is impacting both sides. There are people who, are looking at properties and they want to stay away from problematic areas like that. But there's a lot of vacancies on those side streets. There's a lot of things that are off of the beaten path that would still be accessible for people, that would not impact, the foot flow, the foot traffic for these businesses. And there's other resources that can be added too. It doesn't take a lot of money to hire a couple of social workers, to be helping out in front of these businesses, making sure that nobody's using drugs on the sidewalk out in public, making sure that anybody who is falling asleep or kind of nodding off is getting Narcan, and just having that presence alone would really at least help limit some of these problems. But you have to think outside the box in some of these situations. But it is a complex problem, and as you mentioned, every major city is dealing with it.
Tom Brophy, Dr. Tom Brophy, he's the best addiction specialist I've ever met in my life. And he just told the damn truth. I wouldn't have put it there, man. These are idiots making these decisions. First and foremost, their life is in that business. My man, their life. And then you're saying, bring in the junkies, with all due respect to folks with drug addiction. And what happens with this, and you know this, is you get drug addicts for free needles who OD in the sidewalks and in the streets. It just happens, does it not, sir?
It's part of the complex issues because, I mean, harm reduction is a worthwhile approach. Sure. Harm reduction helps decrease, hepatitis C and HIV out in the communities. It helps and often ends up being an access point for treatment.
But by the way, hold on, I got to stop you there because because I love you. People hate, and I mean hate, that they give these people free needles, and they hate that they have a mobile van that drives around and gives people free needles. They hate it, sir. You know that, right?
They do. They hate it. And oftentimes that hatred is coming from a place of fear and misunderstanding. A lot of people think that giving out those free needles and things like that it's encouraging people to stay in the cycle of substance use, that it's encouraging people to even, press the boundaries with their substance use. And that's simply not how addiction works. Addiction, it occupies this very old part of the brain. By the time that addiction has developed, that person is not using that rational, reasonable prefrontal cortex, that smart part part of their brain that we all use when we're not addicted to substances, when we're trying to analyze and reason our way through these problems. It takes a little bit of a deeper understanding of the neuroscience of addiction to really understand like what's driving those behaviors. But we also know that harm reduction does save lives, and that harm reduction does often lead to successful treatment down the road. But again, that situation about free needle programs is perfectly in line with the conversation about this newsreel.
Yep.
And it's that, though I get it, people don't want that on their street of where they live, or on next to their elementary school for their kids, and I completely agree with that. But we need to find creative solutions where these programs are available and accessible, but that they're also not impeding like the success of the entire community.
But hold on,
particularly like the
if
businesses.
these bureaucrats squat would have reached a big brain like you, and all this stuff, and then the combo of your wife's in real estate, guess what? You'd have told them the damn truth. Guess what? She'd have found the proper location. Guess what?
Yes.
You'd be helping addicts, and those businesses would thrive. But these bureaucrats just say to hell with it. Put it right there and see you later. Right? Right?
And I think that's it. They're looking for like a simple, easy solution. And this is a complex problem. It's not going to be a simple, easy solution, But if you put the right people together and you think outside the box a little bit, I do believe that there are win-win situations where we fill some of these vacant properties that aren't on the main drag, that need tenants and occupancy. But you do it in a way where the treatment is still accessible to the people who need it the most, and you kind of clean up the optics of it a little bit in a way where the community benefits. The business owners benefit, the people struggling with substance abuse and mental health benefit, and it's certainly a lot more palatable and manageable for everybody than the way that it is currently. Because I watched that video and I can empathize with all sides of that. It requires some people making better decisions and actually pulling people into that conversation who understand the complexities of those decisions.
They need big brains like Dr. Tom Brophy and someone who has an instinct about this stuff, and they screwed it up without him. Hey, man, before you go, I got to tell you, this zombie drug thing, man, damn. Doc, there are guys frozen, standing on counters in restaurants. We have this whole country now of folks frozen in time, high as a kite. Scary as hell, isn't it, man?
And I tell you what, like we keep getting notifications from the DEA about new things that are showing up in the illicit drug supply, and it just never seems to change. I mean, there's things coming down the pipelines that people aren't even ready for.
What?
There's a new replacement for fentanyl that's coming across the Mexican border. It's called isotonitazine. It's harder to detect. It's stronger than fentanyl. It's cheaper to make than fentanyl. Not joking. The DEA sent out a blast about it about 6 months ago, to all of us working in the substance use space. And we haven't started seeing that, in Pennsylvania yet. But as you know, it's typically just a matter of time. And we're already still trying to wrap our minds around everything that's going on with xylazine, the wounds that it's creating. I mean, I have patients every day with these xylazine wounds that haven't healed in a year.
Whoa.
I mean, it's intense, man. There's a lot.
Dr. Tom Brophy, you are the man. Addiction specialist. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, sir.
He's the best ever.
Listen to The Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Crash Gladys from Speed Freaks. Are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use limited time promo code SUMMER and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. Listeners are making $200 to $300 a year just from buying the gas they already needed. Don't wait. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code SUMMER to redeem your 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SUMMER. Yeah, at first I thought it was too good to be true, but it's completely legit. Plus, you can cash out anytime. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now by using limited time promo code SUMMER. That's promo code SUMMER for a limited time 25 cents per gallon bonus. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and purchase 3 rooms of carpet cleaned. Get 1 free plus $50 off air duct services. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com and take advantage of the savings.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Levin Furniture and Mattress Stores. Buy more, save more sale. Going right now through Monday. The more you buy, the more you save. Check it out. From my friend Robert Levin and his staff. Up to 25% off the entire store. Get super low monthly payments with 0% interest for 60 months on select purchases of $19.99 or more. Shop at any Levin Furniture and Mattress Store today. Levin's incredible Buy More, Save More sale ends on Monday. Tell them Marty sent you. Get Marty, brought to you by UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is why I hate government. So what happened was some idiot at the city, they saw all this growth on the East Ohio Street and said, man, we got to screw that up. It seems like it. I mean, people invested millions of dollars, man. They tore out those restaurants, gutted them. Really high-end restaurants, really she kind of gourmet stuff. Gorgeous coffee shop. The American dream. They started to thrive. And when it started to thrive, someone in the city said, man, that's not good. We got to put some kind of thing in there to screw that up. Mr. Mayor, yes, sir. I got an idea. What's that, sir? Let's do an outreach and give away free needles. Bam! Give that man a raise. Come on, man. Like mice to cheese. I'm just telling you. When somebody does this, makes this kind of decision, and then she don't know when and where, go to hell. Seriously, go to hell. Move it today. Today. Shut it down today. I hate government, man. And, you know, Brophy laid it out. Because Brophy is an advocate, man. That guy's brilliant. And he says, well, city folks, I'm a doc, and I wouldn't put it there. Well, where would you put it? Well, my wife here is in real estate. She'll tell you 100 different choices on the north side. Oh. Oh, well, why would we do that when we just put it here and ruin every business along East Ohio Street? We think we're going to move it. We just don't know when. Today. This is why I hate government. And you're over there, and you're angry because you got people dying on the sidewalk, and you're not trying to be morbid or cold-hearted or angry, but you're angry about it. You're not empathetic because they just ruined your business. But what Brophy said that's so relevant and so pragmatically genius is that you can have both. You can help these folks, and you can also keep the restaurants going. A woman sent me video from her coffee shop. Seriously. I think Patrick's rolling on it now. Directly across the street from an outreach. She was scared to death. And then she was afraid to come on the air because she thought the city will hear her name and they'll come after her. She sent me video through the window of her coffee shop with people passed out on the sidewalk. Directly across the street from the outreach center. She was there first. And so were all the new restaurants. They were there first. And the solution is, I think we're going to move it. We just don't know where. Oh. In the meantime, all those restaurants are shutting down. Where do they go to get paid back? Oh, they don't. Okay. I'm not disrespecting this Roots place. They have a job to do. They're trying to save lives. And I'm not saying move them out to friggin' Erie, PA. That's ignorant. Move them to the middle woods in Butler County. That's ignorant. What I'm saying is, you heard the good doctor. There were countless alternatives on side streets with vacant properties across the north side where this would work. Nah, that would be too easy.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Summer's here, and so is Len Lachina from Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory.
Lachina can immediately refresh your home with custom window treatments. For over 60 years, our family-owned company has handcrafted stunning draperies in our very own factory and offers top-quality blinds, shades, shutters, and more.
Take advantage of Lachina's free shop-at-home service or visit their showrooms in Dormont and Wexford. Remember, Lachina's prices can't be beat. 412-665-4900 or visit LachinaDrapery.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly cloudy and 88 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. 4 people, including a New York City police officer, have been killed by a shooter investigators believe was trying to target the headquarters of the NFL in Manhattan. The shooter, who police say drove for days from his Las Vegas residence, also took his own life. CBS's Lilia Luciano reports from New York City.
He got to New Jersey 2 hours before the shooting, left his car, according to police, right here, a BMW, the same car he had been driving, the same car where they found a pistol, according to police, more ammunition, and medication. And why I stress medication is because, according to the NYPD commissioner, Jessica Tisch, he had well-documented mental health struggles or illnesses.
One of the notes left by the shooter refers to former Steeler player Terry Long, who was diagnosed with CT after his suicide. The New York Post also reveals another note refers to several prominent neuroscientists. One is Dr. Bennett Amalu, who was first to discover the published findings on CTE in NFL players while he was working at the Allegheny County Coroner's Office. Washington County Coroner Tim Werko, in a court filing, says he was forced to rule the death of an infant in 2022 as a homicide under pressure from that county's district attorney, Jason Walsh. Werko says Walsh told him he needed the case to be a homicide to help his reelection campaign. The state Supreme Court filing came as part of a broader case against Walsh by the watchdog group Atlantic Center for Capital Representation. Walsh tells the Post-Gazette that the filing would seem to indicate that Werko is admitting to filing false documents, and the state questions Werko's mental fitness for office. A road ignored for decades connecting the Penn Hills community to the city of Pittsburgh is finally completed. News Radio KDKA's Tamara Rush has the details.
State Rep Joe McAndrew, who represents the Penn Hills area, says through a collaborative effort to enhance infrastructure between communities, the city of Pittsburgh agreed to pave Verona Boulevard between Mount Carmel Road and Lincoln Avenue.
We went down a path to understand how we can get East Hills Drive paved, which we were able to do through a state grant that my office worked and provided for the region to help with that kind of corridor that connects to East Hills. And in return, we worked with the city to get onto their list the paving of Verona Boulevard.
McAndrew says Verona Boulevard is important to enhancing life in this region for residents on both sides of the Pittsburgh-Penn Hills line. Tamara Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 129 points, the NASDAQ down 19, the S&P 500 down 6. KDKA Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, get no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Hey everybody, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. 90th anniversaries are super special. That's why AARP Pennsylvania is celebrating 90 years for Social Security. And they're doing it with ice cream. Now, there are 3 events in the greater Pittsburgh area where you can join in the fun. But registration is required to get your favorite scoop of your favorite ice cream. And you'll learn more about AARP and the fight to strengthen and protect Social Security. You can register at aarp.org/local.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A heat advisory from noon today through 8 p.m. AccuWeather real feel temperatures near 100 the next couple of afternoons. The rest of today will become partly sunny, hot and humid with a high of 90. Clear to partly cloudy and muggy tonight, though 73. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10 tomorrow. Chance to win tickets to the Brothers of Rock with Styx, Kevin Cronin, and an all-star cast. Plus, our weekly visit with Rich Fitzgerald. What's going on around the 10-county area?
Bob, so I was with Fitz. I've known him since I was 15, so when we see each other, we kind of talk about the old times. And he gives me scoop. I found out my niece, which is the big scoop in the family, that my niece is dating Fitz's son. Uh-huh. And this was being withheld from Uncle Marty. Not anymore. Oh, it's a small town. It's a small town. It's fascinating, right? I always tell these folks, any way to keep these kids here, man. I'm invigorated by the AI opportunities. My good friend Joanna Dovin, the best venture capital big shot I've ever known, who actually funded my business, Jay Ketterinsik. They made a big announcement yesterday. Jay is not returning my text. He's probably celebrating. But they are going to have another AI summit to kind of follow up on what happened here a few weeks ago, which was insane with the president here and Senator McCormick. They're talking about 100,000 jobs. How about that? In the Berg. For all sorts of folks. And then we've had the guy here, the CEO and founder of Hellbender, military guy, who he kind of does the product end of all this. How about that? And then there's Gecko, which is a unicorn here, which is a $1 billion company. I met one of their big shots the other day. I'm not dropping names. I'm kind of trying to tie all this on together for us. How about this kid? He was a kid. He's not anymore. He was in his dorm room at Grove City College, the Gecko founder. He's a really cool guy. And he decides in his dorm room to come up with this idea to create, this is true, to create robots to inspect stuff. A big contract, they have utility lines. So they put these robots, it's actually so amazing. They put them on the poles, and they climb the poles, and they have cameras. Think of the money they save. Think of the time they save. The danger they eliminate. They climb these poles, and they send back data. They just got a massive contract with the U.S. military. Why? They're going to use their Gecko Pittsburgh idea, robots, to inspect submarines, the welds. They're all welds. I mean, how cool is this? Waymo. I'm name dropping again. Carnegie Mellon Company, brothers and sisters. The whole thing started here. Do you remember the little cars running around? Yeah, Strip District. More than 1 million rides last year alone in San Fran. It's commonplace there. It's the daily routine. What's my point? My point is there are a lot of folks afraid of losing their gig because of AI. We had the conversation this morning about lawyers. Man, it's kind of sort of like when the railroad came in and all the guys that own horses said, oh, no. Oh, no. It's kind of like when the highway system came in and all the guys who own railroads said, oh, no. Oh, no. It's kind of like the airline system when all the car manufacturers said, oh, no. Oh, no. But what it did was, and what it does is it creates new opportunity. And I laid out several things. Hellbender is kind of nuts and bolts stuff. They build things with their hands. And we've had him in here several times, the CEO and founder. And he hires regular folks to build this stuff here in Pittsburgh. Kind of cool. He has massive investors looking at giving him $100 million, which is kind of foreign language to most old-fashioned folks who worked at a mill. This startup land is interesting as hell. So you go to them with an idea. What is them? Venture capitalists. They are guys with a whole bunch of money in a bank. And you tell them your idea, and I'm only telling you this because I've done this about a dozen times, raised about $20 million in Dallas and here. Anyways, you tell them your idea, and they say, oh, all right, we'll fund that. We get half of it. They immediately get half, generally. Sometimes 52%. And then they give you, let's say, $500,000, which is what my daughter's 19-year-old boyfriend just got in California for his startup. He's 19. It's an AI startup. Then you go out and you get an office and you prove concept. You prove that what you told them works. And then when you prove that it starts to work, they give you more money. You can lose money in a startup for 5 years, and they'll still give you $1 billion if they see a $10 billion business. So that's what's about to happen in Pittsburgh. Guy comes to them with an idea. These VC guys, Jake Hederinsik, MVP venture capital firm, they give you money. You make it work. They give you more money. It grows even bigger. They sell it for $1 billion, thus the name unicorn. Why unicorn? Because they're so rare. Thus I say it's a unicorn company, or I say my wife is a unicorn. It's so rare. Full Circle Development, Joanna Dovin, who I love. I've known her since she was 20 years old. Seriously. She was literally a kid modeling at an event at the Heinz History Center. It's a fact. When we met her, 2 years later, she was Luke Ravenstall's press secretary. Fact. And now she's kind of sort of heading up this AI revolution in Pittsburgh, along with the VC guys and my boys at Walnut Capital and Bakery Square. And what they're doing is they did this newser yesterday in Harrisburg announcing this massive investment, massive growth, and 100,000 jobs in Pittsburgh. Folks, it's happening. It's the Renaissance. And I'll tell you why I get excited, because I'm sitting there thinking, my man Vince, my son, he'll be in college in 3 years. Excuse me. I met a guy in my neighborhood that's the president of a robotics company. Guess where Vince is working next summer? What's my point? My whole thing is, I'm the lazy dad. I like the kids in the room. I like the kids at dinner. I like the kids where I can drive to. I'd love to have my kids prosper in Pittsburgh. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you love to have your grandkids prosper in Pittsburgh? Wouldn't you? Patrick's the same way. His son's like, oh, maybe we get him into this. Maybe he works there. Maybe somehow we keep them, their head in the game, and a good living in the game, and opportunity in the game. It's the first time in a generation of Pittsburghers that you can truly say, you know what, I think my kids can get jobs here. I really do. I think we're going to see Pittsburgh grow. And it's going to happen on the backs of this AI stuff, which sounds a little creepy to some of you, and I get it. And I don't know much about it, but I know this. It's got a lot of people jazzed. And I'm jazzed as hell about the fact that the governor's into it, the Senator McCormick's into it, that Trump is into it, Joanna Dovin's into it, Jake Hederinsik's into it, folks that I know and love and trust, and are saying, man, this is happening, and it's for real, and it's legit. It's the biggest thing to happen in Pittsburgh since the 30s. Maybe. Since the Mills first cranked it up. Maybe. I'm telling you, people, hold on, because this is going to be like a rocket to Mars. And it's happening right here in our hometown, and I cannot wait, and I'm loving it.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-408-4040. That's 800-408-4040. 800-408-4040.
You know your customers. Ralph likes his coffee black on Fridays, but Mondays he takes a little cream. Jennifer comes in every 3 years when her lease is up to get the newer and better model. And for some reason, pepperoni pizza sells like crazy on Friday nights. Who knew? At Odyssey, we have the expertise to get your media plan done right. With ads like you're hearing right now, to targeted social media campaigns, search engine optimization, and location-based advertising. Advertise with Odyssey and help us grow your business. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Summertime. Time to take a look at those nasty old windows. Universal Windows Direct has the plan. You got to check this out. Payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest. This is amazing. They'll assess your house for free. Trust Windows Direct because they're the best, folks. 412-545-6003. Free in-home inspection. 412-545-6003. Fabulous.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-240-1465. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now, 800-240-1465.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-240-1465. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with with a major car repair bill, call Ox Car Care, 800-240-1465 or oxcarcare.com.
Folds of Honor has been meeting sacrifice with hope since 2019 in Western Pennsylvania. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making the recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal as well as a 4 out of 4 stars ranking on Charity Navigator. You can become a Folds of Honor wingman today at westernpa.foldsoфhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We're in a precarious place in American history. And I know guys in the Secret Service, obviously, and the FBI, and a lot of local cops. And here's the biggest conundrum for these types of shootings that have more frequency than we've ever seen, that we're seeing in New York. With this Shane Tamura, this young man, with a note in his pocket, documented mental health history of CTE. But no one had him on the radar. No one. At all, period. No one. Family, friends, no one. And he took this, what's intense about this, and I'm going to give you a very similar example, and you're going to remember this. It took him several days, man. Can you imagine? I was telling Patrick, this young man's in his car for 2 days. He's driving thinking, all right, I'm going to New York, and I'm killing anyone I can at the NFL. 27, he never played in the NFL, never played in college. And somehow in his mind, he played football. There's interviews floating out there. Do you have that? Does she have it? No, sorry. We have sound of him interviewed when he played in high school. He was a good high school football player. And he was somehow transfixed with the fact that he had CTE, and he somehow wanted to go to the NFL office and kill them. And he had this M4 rifle, they say, and he opened fire in the lobby, went up to the 33rd floor, as you know by now, took the wrong elevator, and ended up killing the wrong people, as if they were the right people. But you know what I'm saying. But it took him 2 days. And in his mind, and this is what's so frightening about today, there's no footprint, man. There's no precursor. There's no nothing, man. He's vapor in the social media landscape, in the family landscape. Now, he has a medical history, yeah, but okay, get in line. He has a criminal history, little bit. Okay, but 100 million plus Americans have some kind of criminal record. I'm just telling you. He had a mental history. Okay, that's about 40 million more Americans. What I'm trying to tell you, this is the zombie kind of ghost killer that scares the hell out of law enforcement because they know no idea where they're coming from. And if this story sounds familiar, a guy driving around randomly, you think, killing someone like this, executing people. Do you remember Luigi Mangione? You remember, right? Random, 26-year-old, right? New York. Bam, blows away. This Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. No one had any clue about this Luigi Mangione guy. Remember where they found him, right? Altoona. He got away. It went on forever. And no one had any clue. He was rando. He was a ghost. And they even still don't know. They think he might have had resentment towards the health insurance companies. They still don't know. And he viewed like the CEO as corrupt. Okay, get in line. You know what I'm saying? He was an Ivy League. You remember this kid? He was an Ivy League graduate. Remember this? Great looking, great family, brilliant. He appears out of nowhere, walks up to a man on the street and blows him away. Walks away and drives off into the fog. Took him how long? Take a week to find him in Altoona? Yeah. I'm not saying this is the same story, but it's similar. You have a rando strangler, with no real tangible radar indication. None. Who drove for days. Mangino did the same thing. Mangione, whatever the hell it is. Sorry. I don't know where we go with this. The only way this sort of thing stops is people that know them. That's it. Someone calls someone and says, you know, Luigi's headed to kill this guy. He's got bad intentions. He just bought a gun and left our house. Someone calls the feds and says, you know, this young man left Nevada 2 days ago, said he was going to kill someone at the NFL headquarters. Because if you watch their interviews, did you see this kid's interview? He's a regular high school kid, good looking, well spoken. I don't know what the hell we do. There is no way in hell. These are the men, the suspects. Because I've talked to some Secret Service guys today and some guys who work for federal agencies today and do a lot of security. This is what scares them most. The random, out of the blue, where the hell did this guy come from guy. I mean, you see this young man. He's a great-looking athlete talking to a sports reporter. And a few years later, he's blowing away people in a building in New York thinking and he was so delusional. And I know we've all done this. You go into the lobby of a big building and you take the wrong bank of elevators, so it takes you to the wrong floor. He went to the wrong damn floor and still killed people. Even though they weren't NFL people. Those poor, innocent people. And God bless that police officer, man. He was an immigrant. You know, we like to pick on immigrants these days. He was a star. Father of 2, wife pregnant again. Dead. An innocent man. Killed in the lobby? Yeah. Executed. At some point, man, we're going to have to rely on families and doctors to expose this dangerous behavior before it gets to this point. Because right now, they're out there, man. You know they are. And we just don't know where they are and where they're coming from. And it's scary, scary as hell.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence.